the stand. I carry that crest in my hand, rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold, every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand, rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold, every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold, we were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end.
Yes, good people, big up to all of you. Welcome back to Chelsea Perspective. Welcome for another edition of the, I gotta be careful here, it's 12. So this is now Chelsea News Roundup show. I do hope you're all doing well. We have some interesting stuff lined up to talk about. We'll talk about the possibility of Danny Welback joining Chelsea. We'll talk about Emmanuel Emera, Liam Delap, Nicholas Jackson, the futures of all those three players. And then we'll talk about Pedro Neto joining Liverpool. or Manchester City, Malo Gusto, Enzo Fernandez. Not structured. It's a free-form show where we go news hunting after addressing the 1, 2, 3 items or so. Then we'll go news hunting on Vincent's timeline. Vince, my bro, my most trusted source on X. Then whatever we see there on his timeline that's of interest to us, we take our time to discuss it. And because we keep it interactive here, excuse me, chances are we'll talk a lot about the small items we have lined up to talk about. But without wasting much of your time, I'm going to say hello to those of you already in the chat, and we'll get into it without wasting your time. Heroes wanted. One tap on that button makes a whole lot of difference. We need more likes. Yes, we still do beg for likes. That's because we're still a small account. We're not quite there yet. So if you haven't, take a second, drop a like on the video, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Dominic says John Stones to Chelsea. Okay, we'll get to that. Let me not just throw it away right now. Rather, he scores for us time after time than score against us time after time. I mean, that's another way to solve a problem. If you can't beat them, join them. But I think it'd be an excellent addition if we're able to get the deal across the line. I'm looking forward to it. He brings experience, leadership, and he's a good player. Underrated, in my opinion. It's that sort of signing that a lot of people take for granted, but as the season progresses, they look back and realize why we signed that player in question. So I'm excited. Signs are good. Bluco surprising a lot of people, but yeah, you can say so far so good. Let's see how we finish the transfer window. So without wasting much of your time, I will go to the presentation window so we can start addressing the items we have lined up there. So follow me and let's get into it. Before we continue, if you don't mind, I'm going to take a second to take a sip of my coffee. Yep. Give me one moment here. Fresh and good. All right. Let's get into it without wasting your time. As promised, let's do this on this. The reason you're reading this, this is a follow-up report, if you want to see it that way. After the news that we are considering making a move for Danny Welback from Brighton. Danny Welback from Brighton. There was a report that emerged suggesting that Liam Delap, Emmanuel Emera, that Chelsea will are open to offers for both players. Then a few minutes later, let's say like 45 minutes or to an hour, this emerged saying Chelsea are currently not looking to sell Emmanuel Emera, which makes sense. I think we can still keep him, keep João Pedro and Danny Welback. It just wouldn't make sense to sell Nicholas Jackson, sell him, and sell Liam Delap. I think, yeah, I wouldn't even mind. We just need one more. So it does make sense that this emerged after that particular report suggesting that both he and Liam Delap that Chelsea are open to offers for both players. Open to offers doesn't necessarily mean we're desperate to sell them. So if we get any sizable offer, for lack of a more specific or maybe a relatable term there, we'll take it and run. But it turns out they're happy with Emera, and I wouldn't mind. He's a better finisher than Nicholas Jackson, in my opinion. Would I mind if Nicholas Jackson stays? No. And he leaves on loan? No. And vice versa. But he's better aerially, better on the ball, a better finisher overall. Nicholas Jackson just has Premier League experience over him. And as usual, I'm happy to let you guys know that I have our senior panelists on here with me, which ensures you get diversified opinion and not listen to I alone waffle. Bobby, big up to you. I'm quite sure you've seen the news. Danny Welback to Chelsea looks like it's going to happen, and I'm happy. That's experience right there and leadership. Well, we're actually not necessarily signing him to come rip up trees, but if he rips up trees, I'd be happy. But he's an excellent finisher, very experienced, and that's the sort of mix up and balance we need in our squad. We lacked last season that led to us losing certain games that, if we had a more balanced team with experience and good enough leadership, we had no business losing those games. So, Bobby, let's hear your thoughts on the news. But more importantly, I do hope you're doing well.
Yeah, big up, coach.
Big up to you too, bro.
Yeah, I mean, look, the guy's obviously coming in as a backup to come off the bench every now and then. At the age of 35, going on 36, we shouldn't expect any more. And yes, we need that because that Omega is is he a fit boy? I don't know. He hasn't really shown that. And I'm always for this three striker situation. I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe in just going into a season with two strikers, even if the excuse is, oh, you only have Premier League football, you're only playing once a week. Just like Xabi Alonso himself said, you must take care of mitigating circumstances, injuries, suspensions. That's why you need squad depth. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if it's true, let them hurry up and get it over the line. It seems everybody's pleased to
Did
do
you not
it.
did you not
I
visit
hope the
your
fee is not
man's?
going to be too
Mhm.
much, and just get it done. Now, there's something about the Chelsea fan base which as I keep saying, I don't like. The biggest sabotage, one of the biggest sabotage of Chelsea, comes from the fan base. They go all over social media publicizing our business. Oh, Chelsea gonna sell this person. Chelsea gonna shut the F up. Shut up. This is why it's a struggle to sell these people. Because you're telling every man and his dog that they're up for sale, so it looks desperate. Just be quiet. We know that some of them are going to be sold. When I say be quiet, I'm talking about things like X posts and so on, not us here. But we know that these players are going to be sold. If Welbeck walks in the door, it's very obvious that Delap will be on the market. It's very obvious Mark Gui is on the market. It's very obvious that they would put Jackson on the market, especially now that they've said that Omega, sorry, Omega is not going to be sold. Fine. We don't have to keep banging on in social media about the players Chelsea needs to sell. Because whether you like it or not, people see these things, they gauge the temperature. And of course, they hold back. I personally believe part of the reason we struggle to offload people like Badia Shield and so on is because there's so much noise about selling them that clubs know they need to be sold and they're constantly reminded of it. So they drag their heels to see if they can towards the end of the transfer window
Go ahead, Bobby.
lowball Chelsea. So yeah, I mean, is he coming? Great. But we need to be careful with the sales we're advertising out there. Where are you? You've run away.
Yeah, big up, Bobby.
Coach is right. Yeah,
He's
hello,
run away.
Dancho.
Looks like it. That's fine. I'll take till he comes
Yeah,
back. Um,
yeah.
yeah, you're
Sorry,
definitely
did Bobby tell us
right.
his opinion on the possibility of Welbeck joining us before you continue, Dante? And big up to you. I haven't bigged you
No,
up
but you,
already.
if you were listening, you would have heard all I said. You
No, no,
ran
no, no.
away.
I had to excuse myself because once again I'm at home with the kiddos, and I
All
left the office door open so that I can be seeing them.
right.
So they, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I've just said, look, if Welbeck comes, it's good. He's mature. You can see how every season he single-handedly punishes us. He's the kind of mature player to come off the bench, like back in the day when we had
Giroud.
Giroud. And it's great, having him, having João Pedro as our main striker and Omega as the understudy is just perfect. we know that's the trio for us. Now, sadly, I like Delap, but I think he's going to be on the market. Definitely Gui's on the market, and he looks like Jackson's on the market. That's just logical. And my
Yeah.
gripe was that we keep pushing these sales such that now the club has had to come out or use intermediaries to say that Omega is not for sale.
Yeah.
It's wrong strategy.
All right. Dante, you haven't learned. You have no right to speak until I big you up. You haven't learned.
Yes. Sorry,
All right.
Master.
I'm happy to let you guys know that we have on the panel the captain of the community in Constantine Dante. Big up to you, and of course, Jay. 3 a.m. J until he tells me what else to call him. I'm going to stick with 3 a.m. J. So now you're guaranteed to get a diversified opinion from our panelists here. We have our OG panelists, our senior panelists, and Bobby, Dante, the captain of the community, and 3AMJ is here. And of course, I am here to maybe coordinate, but more importantly, we're here as a unit to ensure you get a diversified opinion, plus your own opinion in the chat does matter. But Dante, before I come to you, we have Drew in the house says Emira deserves a chance, like how Delap and Jackson each got one. And I think, yeah, respectively, they got opportunities to prove themselves, and I think he does deserve one, and hopefully he stays fit. I'm not concerned about his injury record because those are the reason people are saying is injury prone all happened in the same season, and it could be a phase. I'm not saying I'm not a specialist when it comes to player injuries, but I'm saying since they all happened in a single season, chances are it's just a phase given his growth and how tall he is and all that, and maybe the club will find a way to handle that. Finally, adults says Natalie Haywood. Natalie, thank you for joining the conversation. And we have Esteval William, that is Nemaya Fowle, aka Esteval William. And also we do have Welbeck. I go take a more where would Julius you sabi book one time, I no go waste time. So Dante, let's hear you.
Yeah, big up, Coach.
Big up to you
Bobby,
too.
Jay, and everyone in the chat. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, Danny Welback news. I just had a quick look. It's interesting news. I did say I was trying to when I was trying to make the point how Xabi Alonso likes his strikers, how they play. Yeah, this is kind of a bit of that evidence for you that he likes that type of striker. What he had at Leverkusen in
And
Schick.
I rudely interrupted you, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, especially going for Welbeck. We'll see if it happens, but the idea is there. He wants a guy that, like Welbeck, very smart. High IQ in the box. Gets on a lot of crosses. Scores a lot with his head as well. So, yeah, interesting.
And he
Interesting.
can
So
create for his teammates too.
he can, but in his later age now, he's a box striker. He's there to put chances away. Keep like I said, a little bit of a decoy in a way. Keep the defense busy, keep those central defenders busy, and be very good in the air and physical. So that's what he is. He scores a lot of goals with his head. He's very good. A lot of goals against us, actually.
And if you find him 8 times out of 10, he puts them away.
Correct, and that's what he is. He's turned into more of just a box threat, strong. Big, quite a big frame now, quite strong. He's got that mature body, mature mind, and he's very good in the air. Like you said, you cross the ball to him, and he challenges the defenders on absolutely everything. He'll jump at everything, and he'll go for everything, and he's very good at that. So, just like I was saying, yeah, he likes that type of striker. So I was wondering when we were asking the question, who stays, who can replicate that. So yeah, it looks like probably not. I remember with Bobby was saying Delap maybe. Yes, maybe Delap can do that. So yeah, very interesting to see if we go for Welbeck. But yeah, that's a clear intent to go for a player that suits his style very much, and he had a Leverkusen, which it was very successful at. Someone that's very good in the air, and Welbeck is that compared to most of our strikers. He's very good in the air. So yeah, look, interesting, very interesting move.
He could be the ace, one of the aces up our sleeves, honestly. Because yeah,
I
this sort of
think so.
signing, yeah,
I think
mhm.
so. I love the physicality. You know, we
Of
suffer.
course, Bobby.
We we suffer in that regard, and he's been punishing us with his physicality. He's just the kind of guy you need. He comes off the bench. He's Premier League savvy. He's a mature striker. He's a lethal striker in the box, outside the box, in the air. He's perfect for this period of time that we find ourselves.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
agree with you.
specialist. He's a
He's just
specialist
yeah.
now, and he's a bit older. He's a specialist, like you say, coming off the bench, and if they need goals, he comes in and does that when they need to play a bit more vertical and get those crosses into the box. Well, he comes on and he gets on the end of most of those because he's very smart. He's always had that IQ even when he was younger. Obviously, he was more athletic, much quicker. Now he's a bit, more mature, more heavier, but he's always had that IQ in the box, popping up at the right moment at the right time, especially late in games. He's very good at that. So he's become a bit of a specialist doing that.
And he takes good care of himself.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yes,
Yeah, a
yes.
consummate professional too. Even Shandash had to say something. I don't think I've ever heard anything that suggests he misbehaved at any given time. Always, you could say smiling, but that doesn't tell us anything. But if he at any time misbehaved, I think we'll be hearing about that now. But more importantly, he brings experience, leadership. I heard, and I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. If the current Brighton manager did said something to the effect of him helping unite the dressing room, I'd take it really. Sorry, Dante, did I cut you off? Were you still speaking?
No, that's all. Yeah, no, that's good. All good.
All right, thank you so much for that. Let's give the microphone back to those of you in the chat. Finally, adults, I think we've addressed that. Welbeck, go take. As I said, me, might go take himself. I no go complain. Who do you think will start and go? It's preseason. I don't want to even try wasting my time. Don't be surprised to see the third choice goalkeeper start for us today. It's a possibility. Honestly, I don't want to waste my time on that. And Vic, thank you for the gift also. If you can bribe me all you want, we will never become friends. Honestly. But much love to you. You know I'm kidding. I appreciate that support. Always nice to see you. You should be at work right now. Don't get yourself fired. I can't help you if that happens. Is Paul Winstanley still there? I don't know, and I really don't care. We're getting the job done more importantly. Sean Abiona, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I think it's Paul Winstanley's decision. I don't think so, but we'll get to that in a bit. I think all the strikers are up for sale except João Pedro, depending on who gets the best offer. Not necessarily so. We have a manager now, and it sounds like he's chosen to keep Emega over Nicholas Jackson. Between him, Nicholas Jackson, and Liam Delap. But we get to that in a bit. Hello to you too, SOF Gaming. Always nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. And can we try and keep the topics aligned? As much as I like to interact with you, if I keep going back and forth, I'd be exhausted by the time we get into 1 hour into the show. High five to you, to Jabalani Jamalo and Blues family. Welbeck, if he can replicate his past performances, to be more specific, against us. Yeah, take it, coach. What's the situation? Sit back, relax. Let's get into it, okay? Okay, I like the spelling right there. James Nwangi says, good, you know what you see on the screen. I said, Igbo man, I don't even want to risk doing that. It's something, but I'm just going to shush it and move on. Nice spelling right there, but I get it. Fab tweet, what is he saying, Marlon? Update us. Henderson to where? Are we looking at Henderson now? Okay. I'm going to shut up. But we have Jay in the house. Jay, big up to you and thank you for finding the time to join the conversation. Your thoughts, Daniel Welbeck to Chelsea. What do you make of it? Are you moved or you grossed out? Which one is it? Let's hear you.
Big up, guys. Big up, Coach, Bobby,
Big
Dante,
up, man,
everyone in the
man
chat.
J.
Okay.
Yes, not 3MJ, not 2MJ, just your regular J. That will do.
Not,
Really
but not
happy.
average J,
Really,
definitely.
he doesn't like the sound of an average J, but yeah, better than 2MJ.
Go ahead.
Really happy. I'm really happy. This is the first window. Who would have thought, out of a sudden we would see a sudden 360-degree change in the, in the policy that they used to have. And that Zaka link that we saw at the start of the window, it was not a random one. It was just not a random player that we were targeting for. After that, we have been linked with Stones, and now we have been linked to this guy, Welbeck. So there is definitely an intention, deliberate intention, to add guys who are, heavily experienced, Premier League proven, and have won stuff as well, somewhere in their career. And Welbeck maybe not have, had a lot of trophies, but his career path has been so much ups and downs, and he has played for some really big clubs, right from United to Arsenal as well. And one of he's not one, he is the leading goal scorer for Brighton as well in the Premier League. So quite an experienced guy, and I'm really happy. It's so funny that just in the previous show we were talking about it about the striker situation, and I had discussed how it could be catastrophic and playing with fire, all those analogy I gave you. If we go into the season with João Pedro and
Mhm.
Emega, the two, and just after that show, we have been linked with a striker. So there cannot be any
And can
person
you
more
also,
happier
as
than
you're
me.
speaking, can you look at the screen too?
Really? I'm not sure
Yeah,
about. I haven't seen it.
yeah, and it's from Fabrizio. I think the first person that talked about it was Marlon Hughes, and then that's from Vic. But go ahead. I haven't seen it myself, and I don't have my iPad here. I had to go.
Well,
I had to keep my
I
daughter
can't be a
busy with
hypocrite.
it. But
Look,
go ahead.
I would check on it after I end up speaking. Um, Again, I can't be a hypocrite. He's an experienced guy. Again, more than 30 years. Not the biggest fan of him, but again, quite an experienced guy. Even if it's not, something on the pitch, he is going to do a lot. These guys, all of these guys, are going to do much more in that dressing room, more than we are expecting
Beyond,
them
you
to
can
do
say
on the
beyond
pitch.
being part of the starting 11, they have a lot to contribute.
100%, 100%. I, mention this word intangibles again and again, and these are the sort of signings that bring that intangibles to this team. This particular team of Chelsea, which is in dire need to have those, characteristics and those Alonso used the word that he wants mentality monsters, and now we are seeing practical use of that word by linking to these guys. So I am really happy, and thank God we are not going into the season with the strikers that we had, and this gives me a lot of confidence. And by the way, this guy scored 13 goals in the Premier League, 12 or 13 goals in the Premier League, just 2 goals behind João Pedro. So that is a really big achievement. It's not a child's play to score that amount of goal at the age of 34. So I'm really impressed by him. And believe me,
So
we
you're going
asked
with
like we
Dante's
did.
opinion that he's become a specialist.
Yeah, 100%. Coming from the bench in the last 10, 15 minutes, he can do a lot of damage. Lot of damage. He's not just a random body in the last 20 minutes. He can do a lot of damage. And this is one of those examples, one of those guys who looked quite average uh, at the young ages. But with more maturity after his 30s, he has actually, been more uh, polished and more his skill set has actually improved a lot. And I haven't seen this Danny Welback in the last 3 4 years. I did not see and expect this from the guy that I saw at United in his young age. So he's one of those guys who's actually doing really good with the more age he's getting, and that is why a lot of United fans are actually now getting pissed off that why we are not going for him, and they are actually targeting Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa, and we are going for him, and they want United to go for him. So I am really impressed. This is going to
And
be
had they
one
had
of the
they
best signings.
had they indicated interest in him, I think he would have gone for it 100%. Be more
Definitely,
like
he
you
would choose
say,
them.
yeah, it would be more like wrapping it up where it all started for him.
Exactly. It makes a lot of sense for a player to,
Yeah.
have go to the club where it all began at the highest level and to wrap his career at least for the Premier League, and he would have emotional connections there as well. So definitely, it's a good deal. I'm really happy. I'm glad that this is happening, and this would be one of the best deals of this window for sure. Despite this being, 10 million, even 5 million, 7, 8 million, I don't know. It would be around these figures, but it is going to be still one of the best deals we would make in this window. So I'm really, really, really happy.
And more importantly, as I've said before, if we sign player A, B, C, D, it be because the manager wants those players. And even if he wants Didier Drogba to come out of retirement and come play for Chelsea, just make it happen. And I'm happy, really. So I'm going to give the microphone back to those in the chat. I'll come back to the panel. I'm going back to Dante again. Dante, new update there. We're not going to actually move away from this window. This reads... Chelsea, okay, breaking news. Chelsea lead race to sign Jordan Henderson as new midfielder. Another surprise, I agree. And he says CFC Henderson can leave Brentford on a free transfer, and Chelsea are ahead in race with two more clubs for England international. Former Liverpool midfielder open to the move. A lot of people wants to play, a lot of players want to play under Xabi Alonso. Nobody wants to go to Arsenal and play hard football. And this is not actually just a banter, it's a fact. Let me sound like rich money makers. Everything he says is a fact. Coach, I don't understand. I mean, try to understand. For me, I understand. I started understanding the whole thing in advance. That's if there's anything like that, but you get the gist. I don't care. If we're signing any player, it's because the manager wants that player. Jordan Henderson, and I'm happy. Check Farizo, it's breaking news. Okay, thank you. I'll open, but you guys are helping us there. So we collaborate to make sure we're up to date. So that makes me happy. Chelsea lead racer to sign Jordan Henderson, and it looks like it's going to happen. We are taking things too far now. Not too far for me. Not too far. Jordan Henderson, I can guarantee you, we're probably signing him because of his leadership qualities. And who's to say he doesn't come in and become the best midfielder in the league? Xabi Alonso did it with Granit Xhaka at Bayer Leverkusen. So why are we complaining? You cannot eat your cake and have it. We wanted the club to back the manager. We've been saying yes man, yes man, yes man, yes man. Now we have a manager who, let me just simplify it or not overstate it, he has the final say. If he say he doesn't want any player, we're not signing that player. So stop complaining, just follow the punch, really. What's your view on Igor Thiago as an addition to our striker coach? No, I don't want him. Fuck that. I don't want to go there. I am fine with Welbeck and Stones, but Henderson, we are taking... I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. That's me. No to Henderson, but yet to Bruno Guimaraes and Adam Watson, you can decide for Xabi Alonso. Just leave it. If he wants a player, let's get him. Breaking news, Chelsea walking to sign Henderson from Brentford and as a free agent, really. CFC top contender among multiple Premier League clubs, eyeing England midfielder Brentford ready to grant free transfer. Make it happen. Honestly, John Stones and Danny Welback is enough. John Stones looks like he's on the verge. He'll be joining Inter Milan and not Chelsea. That's if I'm going by the last report I read on X with regards to his future. Welback is enough, but to sign Henderson as well, I don't support the Henderson idea. You have every right not to want that to happen, but if the manager wants him, you're nobody to blow against the wind.
To be honest, Coach, Welbeck is enough. I don't even trust that source. You see, this is the thing.
You don't try
Now,
what source they
now
say?
that we're
Austin.
looking at mature players, every granddad on the block will now be linked to Chelsea. Um, Welbeck is enough. In a way, do we need John Stones? I'm not that upset about it either. If he wants to go to Inter, he can go. It would have been nice, but I'm very mindful of Josh Achimpong. I think having Maxence Lacroix and Colwill at the back alongside him should be enough. Yeah.
All right, Dante, let's hear you. Again, let's assume it's not fake. Let's assume it's the truth. What do you make of it? For me, I'm going to stick with I really don't care. If the manager wants him, that's fine by me. Then if it doesn't work out, all on him. Dante, let's hear you.
Yeah, look, it depends what the manager wants him for, obviously. So, does he want him? Because let's not forget, he's 36, so he's
So
not.
might not necessarily be for his ball playing ability, right?
Yeah, look, he's not bad at that. He can pass the ball very well. He's a tempo guy as well, so he's got he's very smart. He's got a high IQ in football, so that's not a problem. Is he signing him just to be a locker room guy? Maybe just a locker room guy more than anything, not really play as much, or is he signing him to be Xhaka? Where playing in that position, distributing. He hasn't quite got that engine at 36 to do that, to be honest. To me, I think it's probably more of a squad addition player to set the standards and the mood in the squad, and to get his message across to the players, probably, because I don't see it footballing, being a starter. I don't see that happening, to be honest. So
And even he would
That's if
know.
it's true.
It's true. I've checked the real David Austin's page with.
don't
Let me see,
think for
because I
that,
know.
obviously.
Yeah, there are a lot of you could say parody accounts, but this one is David Austin 4.4 million. The fake
Yeah.
David Austin has an E. But this is David Austin saying, breaking news: Chelsea working to sign Jordan Henderson from Brentford, a top contender among multiple Premier League clubs, eyeing the England midfielder as Brentford ready to grant a free transfer. Amicable situation plus healthy relationship between 36-year-old. I don't think we're necessarily signing him because of his ball playing ability. We just want to make sure we have enough leadership in the group, and also you could argue. Which also drives the mentality in the younger players and short togetherness, and I think not necessarily because of his ball playing ability alone. And that's just my opinion. But go ahead, Dante.
Look, he's good, very good at that, and as he's gotten more mature and older, he's become even better at it. So he's not bad. He
And
was in the
Tuchel
England
had him
squad
at
as
the
well,
World
obviously,
Cup.
for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. So I think he played one game. I'm pretty sure he played one game. I can't remember which one, the last group stage game or something. He did play. He did come on and play as well. So, uh, yeah, look, interesting one. To me, it's probably a sign of intent, what he wants, that attitude, because Henderson is an attitude type of guy. He's one of those very strong professionals that really, takes everything very seriously, and to still be playing at a pretty good level, high level at 36, it's tells you that. So he's a deep lying, midfield role. That's his thing. So yeah, look, interesting one. Like you say, if we're gonna back Xavi and he wants that player for a specific reason, whatever that
Get
may
him.
be, you get him. He's not gonna cost much because he's free. So if he wants that type of character, I think, did they play at Liverpool together? No, I don't think they did. No, I think he left right. I can't remember exactly. So maybe he does know
I think he
him.
went to
He probably
Saudi
would
and
know him.
back, didn't he? Saudi,
Yeah,
Ajax, right?
he went to Ajax, correct? He went to
From
Ajax, correct?
Saudi to
From
Ajax.
Saudi, correct? Yes, and
Yeah.
then he came to Brentford. So yeah, look, he's already in London as well. So interesting one. We'll wait and see. We'll get to know. But for me, it's more of a locker room guy, in my opinion, more than
More
anything.
importantly, yeah, exactly. I didn't know you were that smart, man.
Oh well, sometimes. takes me a while to get there, but I got there in the end to say that. Yeah, just like Bettinelli was before for us in a way.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he is for Manchester City still, so that type of guy. So bring him in. I wouldn't be surprised. And I know Jordan Henderson's also looking to continue after football in a coaching. He wants to get into coaching,
So that
and
might be the opportunity, right?
this is a bit of a link maybe with that as well. Looking forward to that as well. He could, so that's why I say he's probably going to be a locker room guy more than anything, and he'll know everything from him about every player that way.
Bobby, let's hear you.
Yeah, I hear and I take note of everything that's been said. For me, it's going to take me a while to get used to this one. I'm still smarting under the pain he has caused me. It'll be enough to try and see Danny Welbeck wearing a blue shirt upon all the pain he's caused us. But
So you
but
just beat that, Bobby.
yeah, I'm serious. But Henderson, it's a little bit harder for me because I look at all the League Cups and things. He was very, very instrumental to our downfall in those games, big games, and things like that kind of leave a sour taste in my mouth unless he comes and is very instrumental to us winning the Premier League. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I mean, what will he bring to our dressing room? He's not Chelsea. He's Liverpool. So, what mentality is he going to bring? Chelsea is a different sort of culture. There's a certain culture at this club, and the club is based on players that are very much able to instill the foundation of what the club means. People like the John Terrys of this world, your Lampards, even Drogba when he came. He came from outside, I know, but he came in and became part of that foundation. This guy is a complete outsider. I'm not sure how that would fit. We have a lot of Cobham boys there. Fine. If that's what Alonso wants, okay. But I think there's a limit to how many of these old guys you can bring in. One, at most two. But now all these different oldies that we're being linked with, I'm not for that.
I don't think we'll probably go beyond Henderson and Welbeck because John Stones, he looks like he's headed to Inter Milan or so.
Yeah,
But I'll,
Welbeck, yeah, Henderson.
yeah, the
It's
two of
gonna
them.
be
We're
hard for
not.
me. It
Yeah,
sticks in my throat somehow.
I, I get it, but yeah, I really do not care, and that's me. You have every reason to see it the way you see it, honestly. Why after Henderson? I think I have a meeting with Xavi Alonso this evening, and after that meeting, you can reach out and I'll let you know. I hear you, Dante. Let's see what else we have here. That's from Vic. Why is Vic being all nice these days? Guys, I'm shaking. I don't know since when we had so much experience. Exactly. So it's important for me. Look, we need more than enough locker room personality because we have a lot of inexperienced players. I get it. Some will present the argument that our players are no longer that young, that they're maturing. But I think infusing, if you want to use that language, the two names in Danny Welback and Henderson in the dressing room, I think makes a whole lot of difference. And more importantly, even if you don't like it, remember, we have a manager now. We're going for these sort of players because the manager wants them, and he believes that they will help quicken. You can say quicken the development of the players. I'm all for it. So even if you don't like it, just try see it from the perspective of the manager. He wants them, and maybe that will make you happy. But Jay, let's hear you.
Yeah, look, I can't lie. This one is a bit weird. I do feel like we are taking it a bit too far now, the experience thing. With all the other links, be it Zaka, be it Stones, be it Welbeck, they all, yes, they were a big part of their, big part of their involvement in this Chelsea team would have been in the locker room, but they would have still played quite a lot. and would have impacted the players on the pitch as well, right? When we are playing matches, this guy is way past his, you know, I won't even say prime. His normal, average performances is past that. I did not see him, gave a good or decent performance last time, even for Brentford. I can't remember. So I don't know. This signing just does not make sense to me at all. He is not going to. I'm not even sure if he can play in the Carabao Cup or in the cup games, because for that we would still need a bit of pace and other things. I was never a big fan of Henderson, to be honest. And now that he has been, of a certain age, and he has been to Saudi, then at Ajax, then at Brentford, and now coming back to Chelsea, he has very less, the not really sure how much he's going to impact the team via game time. So, but at the end of the day, I would have to respect what Xavi wants, and that is the most important thing. If he wants the guy, then he will have the guy, and especially if he's coming on a free. Uh, but yeah, uh, won't be against it just because Xavi wants it. But other than that, I don't see any enthusiasm about this sign. To be very honest.
Um, yeah, for me, more importantly, as you rounded off your speech with, or your comment with, we want him because the manager wants him. We're not just going for him for the sake of it, and I'm all
Well,
for it.
yeah, I mean, I agree with Jay. I mean, yeah, the manager is new. We have faith in him, but managers can make a mistake. I'm very cautious of recruiting mercenaries. There is that risk as well. What really is Henderson going to? I mean, what is he going to I just don't see him as that guy. I think he's all washed up, and if he comes, he doesn't even bring that Chelsea spirit. Welbeck, at least on the pitch, he can do something. John Stones, if he came on the pitch, he would be able to do a thing or two. But if this guy is just going to come and sit in the dressing room, what's he going to bring? There is a uniqueness to the Chelsea spirit, and he can't deliver that, in my opinion.
I mean, I just listen. We're entitled to our opinions. We're seeing, you could say, and we all see things from different lenses. I think in the dressing room, I think, yeah, he will offer a lot. Leadership, definitely. I understand your point, the Chelsea spirit that you mentioned, but he's a winner. He's a winner. He's won quite a lot. He's played the game, and he played the game in the Premier League at the highest level. Been to Saudi Arabia, Ajax, and back. I think we are signing him because of his leadership. Nothing else. If he gets to play, I don't think he'd play a lot, or you could say his availability will in any way hamper the development of some of the young players we have in the squad. Look, once again, if he makes people happy, we just have to submit to the manager's demands because you have a manager now. We don't have a head coach. And that's my opinion. As well as,
I
yeah, I've heard yours and I respect yours.
I just
Yeah.
feel like the players are not really going to connect with him a lot. The role of the experienced player, as we call them,
Yeah, me too.
is very much important because they can play with the youngsters, and the youngsters can see them together on the
Yeah,
pitch doing stuffs which is very impressive. This guy would be on the bench, and it will feel like he's just part of the coaching staff. He's never
yeah,
there on the pitch.
exactly. Yeah, they're not gonna connect with this guy. Trust me. Especially people like Reece James and Colwell. It's not happening.
I think people like Reece Jameson, Cowell, and the
Why?
English
Because of
players
England?
actually, yeah, they will
No,
be
there's a
the
different
ones that
culture
will.
in clubs.
I'm coming. I understand your point, Bobby. The English players at Chelsea will be the one actually that will warm up to him quickly. If there's any if in fact the sort of issues you and Jay explain, sort of them not connecting with him, if that such will happen, it be from the non-English players really. Yeah, James knows him. Levi
And
Colwell
then and
knows him
then there's
very
the
well.
fans.
All the English players, they know him very well. They respect him a lot. There's no word where you tell me they're not going to respect him. They will. And I'm not going to get into the argument of why. So you can say you haven't said that right now. I know some Chelsea fans will be mentioning how about John Terry and some names that they will start mentioning. There's a reason we haven't given those such people such opportunities. Look at the traveling contingent to Australia. Gary Cahill, part of them.
Yeah.
There are a lot, we don't know about the characters of these individuals that make them, you could say, hireable, if that's the language that will be more understandable to you. Here's the thing. I digress anyway. My point is the English players in the squad, they will warm up to him very, very quickly. They will respect him a lot. And that's my opinion anyway.
Yep, I
Yeah.
agree, Coach. He's earned that respect in the game, and if Alonso brings him in, is bringing him because he respects him as well. So the players will respect him, especially the English players, because obviously they know him pretty well as well. But Alonso's bringing him in for a specific reason. We'll find out exactly what that is more.
We don't
but-
even know now.
Exactly. So I don't look. He's not going to be a threat to those players, most of those players, because he's not going to be a starter week in and week out. I don't see that happening. So yeah, I think they're fine. They'll respect him. But if Alonso puts his foot down and says this guy's coming, they will respect him, because if they respect Alonso, they will respect Henderson. No problem. I don't see a problem with it.
It becomes an issue if he comes in and he's made the captain.
Yeah, correct. Exactly.
And I don't think a lot of English fans will actually have a problem with this. We're not. He's not. Him coming. He might actually still. That's not the bomber midfielder in question. We could still get that one.
No, definitely it's not that one. I think this is just an opportunity. Free transfer. He's in
Exactly.
London already. He's living in London already, playing for Brentford.
Counts at homegrown too, right?
Correct. Yes. Yep.
So there are some technicalities to it, but more importantly, I think more like a dressing room signing, in my opinion. And I disagree that he's not going to have any impact. And is there a possibility that the players don't connect with him? It's a possibility.
Well, it's interesting. Let's see what happens. I can't see all the fans being on board with this one. It's a very difficult sell.
Even the same
You've been
could be
in
said
a
about.
club.
Go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead.
It's a very difficult sell. You've been in a club. You've been beating the chest of another badge. You've been conniving with Anthony Taylor to take away trophies from us, and then you want to sit in our dressing room. It's a hard sell, bro.
Bobby. Now you're making it a conspiracy theory, Bobby. Come on.
It's a hard
Come on.
sell. No, I'm just saying. He did his job.
Bobby? Why didn't you say something about Danny Welback? But you were happy that we're signing Danny Welback. You praised
Welbeck
the
is
signing.
different in that Welbeck.
How does it differ? He's played
His
for Manchester
performance
United.
He's
go
on
ahead.
the pitch.
Again,
He's on the pitch, and he delivers
Yeah.
on the pitch. This guy is going to come and he's going to be a dressing room motivator. On what basis? Who are you? What have you done that makes you Chelsea? Nothing. And it's going to be hard. I don't know. I just think it's going to be hard. I really do.
I do understand your concern, but we'll see. And the dressing room, you could say, aspect of this conversation, still Dante's opinion. We don't know. Let's just leave it at that. But it's more likely he's been hired for, you could say, for him to have help nurture the younger ones in terms of mentality and help them be good professionals, in my opinion, mainly, rather than his overall ball playing ability. Listen, I'm sticking with, if the manager wants us to go hire anybody, go sign any player, even beg Didier Drogba, come out of retirement, come play number 9 for us, make it work. That's it. We can eat our cake and have it. We've always wanted the manager. We have one now that's clearly not a yes man. Now it's become an issue. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah,
But And I'm sticking with that. And if it's gonna
Yeah,
make
yeah.
you
I mean,
anybody, yeah, go ahead.
the manager can obviously. We all are agreeing on the final point that if the manager wants him, he will have it. There's no
Absolutely.
arguing about. We're not going to protest it. But the nitty-gritties and the intricate details about this deal has to be discussed. And I do agree with Bobby about the fans part as well. I do not think that fans are going to connect with him at all. The difference between a Welbeck and a Henderson is Welbeck, despite having links with Arsenal and United, and he's not a legend there, let's be clear. He's just a normal player who somewhat flopped there or it didn't work out for him
Then we shouldn't
at
have
both those
hired
clubs.
Alonso in the first place. He's a
Well, you
Liverpool
cannot
legend.
say that.
No, no, I'm
You
saying
cannot say
it's.
that.
I think we should judge them by the same with the same criteria.
It's
Here's the
quite
thing.
different for a manager and a player.
I disagree. All the same, because here's the thing, something I want to say quickly, Jay. As long as he gets the job done, who gives a flying elf if the fans like him or not? I don't care.
Well, that I agree with you, but that is where I said that we are just discussing the interior details about this transfer.
I
On the
understand, and
surface, it's
which is
fine.
why
It
we're here.
can be
But go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
on the surface, it's fine. He wants him, he will be there, it's fine. But as Bobby said, the connection with the fans is another problem because the likes of Welbeck and Stones, these guys will have the opportunity to come on the pitch and to show the fans, and to win their heart. Henderson is a Liverpool legend. The fans already have somewhat resentment in their heart because he is coming from a direct rival. And now, when he comes to the
Exactly.
club, he would have zero opportunities to impress the fans and to
It's
give
a
something back to them.
job. It's a
Exactly.
job. You work for your current employer. And as Dante did say, chances that the reason why it's an opinion, and we all are entitled to our respective opinions. Chances are the reason he would want to come play at Chelsea is to get the opportunity to eventually become a part of the coaching staff and learn from Xabi Alonso, who's an excellent tactician. It's a job. We signed Olivier Giroud. I get it, much younger at the time, to play for Chelsea, and he was pivotal to our World Cup win. What's it called? Champions League winning run under Thomas Tuchel. It's a job. I'm not. This is just. I get it. We'll let you can say. We just. You can say. We're just letting whether the fact that he played for Liverpool and considered a Liverpool legend. We're just letting that. You can say. Impair our judgment with whether the fans will all
No,
warm
no,
up to
no.
him or not.
You're
If
confusing
he's
this, coach.
hired for dressing room reasons and he gets the job done in the dressing room, I don't give a flying f whether the fans warm up to him or not. It's a
Exactly. The fans
job.
do not need to warm up to him because
They don't need to. If in
in
fact
the
we're hiring
background,
him for dressing room reasons, to you
if
can
he's in
say
the
to help
background more for
nurture the
training
kids.
and tactics
Well,
and
well, okay, then let's keep it to the facts that the fans won't connect to him, the players won't connect to him. He's just
It's
there
a
to do the
there's a
job.
chance that
Let's
happens, but I disagree with the players who connect to him, and I can assure you, the English players quickly will warm up to him. They know him very well. They know each other.
It's a waste
It's a
of space,
job,
in my opinion.
It is.
which is why, for
It is
instance,
an unnecessary space.
Yeah, if you
I,
wanted him as a coach, then add him as a member of the
Yeah,
coaching
put him
staff.
on the
Why
coaching
waste a
staff.
member? Yeah,
no, no,
why are you giving
that's
him
an
one?
excellent argument, by the way. But can we all agree we don't know why he's been hired?
He is taking a
Well,
spot
we
not
don't
from
know
the
if it's
limited
even
amount
gonna
of
happen.
members we have in the.
It looks like it's going to happen, Bobby, from what we're hearing. Okay, but it's a
Well,
good
it might
conversation that
look
we're
that.
having here. We've seen players sign from you can say from a rival club, and then score against his former team, celebrate against them. You can argue loyalty to some extent dies the moment a player switches to another club. His loyalty also, his switches you say his loyalty to that club in particular. He's a professional. It's a job. Then when he retires, then yeah,
he's been
you will
gone from
see
there
him
for a
siding
while.
with Liverpool. More importantly, if he features as a panelist or maybe discusses football. But right now, it's a job,
Coach, I
and that's my
remember.
opinion.
I
Yeah.
go back a long way, right? I remember a time when we recruited this Man United right back, Paul Parker. Paul Parker was experienced. He came into Chelsea And he was on the pitch and he did his best. He did quite well. Now, back in those days, I was very much involved with Chelsea TV. I didn't personally have anything against Paul Parker, but I remember the day he came on Chelsea TV. You know, the fans slaughtered him, absolutely pelted him. I was feeling embarrassed for him. And this is a guy that actually played for us. If you Google it, I think he played as many as 30, maybe 40, 50 games for Chelsea. It's not an easy sell. And I think one of the things that made him never get really, really accepted was he was part of the Man United 1994 FA Cup team that beat us 4-0 at Wembley. It's hard. People don't really forget these things. And
Bobby, I understand that. How did he serve Chelsea? Did he serve Chelsea well?
yeah, he sort of, I mean, I couldn't fault him. Was he
Okay,
an
did he at
influence
any
in the
time
dressing
just
room?
did
Not
he
really.
at any time got the ball and turned around and kicked it into our goalpost? He did. That's the point I'm trying to make. I understand your point, but for me as an individual, that's the list of my concerns. The moment he becomes a Chelsea player, he will serve Chelsea well to the best of his abilities, irrespective of what any fan thinks about him. I understand that.
He's a
But the point I'm
professional.
trying to
That's
make,
fine. He's
the
a professional
club,
and he
that would
works with
not be
you.
one of the club wouldn't think about that and say, you know what, because of this reason, let's not just do it. If that's the case, then because of the same reason, if we had the opportunity to sign Cristiano Ronaldo at his peak on when he was still at Manchester United, would say no, because yeah, he's helped them win one trophy or the other, win the Champions League. Why sign him? It's just sentiment. That's the point I'm trying to make. I understand where you're coming from.
Okay,
The
let me
fans
tell
might
you the
not warm
There's a
up
difference.
to
difference,
him,
coach.
but
Let
does
me
it
tell you
really
the
matter to
difference.
the manager as long as the
Coach,
manager has a Go ahead.
relax. Let me tell you the difference. Now, we also, around that same time, we signed Mark Hughes from Man United. And Mark Hughes was perhaps even more instrumental in that FA Cup final. But when Mark Hughes came to Chelsea, he was on the pitch. He became an important striker and he did a lot of things. He was very instrumental in our FA Cup win. He was very instrumental in the Cup Winners' Cup win. In fact, he scored the goal that in the semi-final that turned the aggregate points around and got us to knock out Valencia. So he earned himself into the Chelsea Hall of Fame on the pitch from his performances. What is this guy going to do? It's going to
We,
take him time, if anything at all. And I tell you, unless he's able to come on the pitch and do certain things, it's not that it's a bad move. Look,
Okay, how
it's
do we know he's not going to be able to come onto the pitch and do certain things? You just
because
can't
he's
tell right now.
36 years old. He's washed up. He couldn't do it for
Because he
Brentford. What
hasn't
makes
done
you
that
Okay,
think he
for
how
could
a
do it
old
for
while.
was Thiago
Chelsea?
Silva when we signed him, Bobby?
No, this is different. He's
How
not
is it
done it.
different?
He's
You are
had the
mixing it up.
opportunity. He's not. He didn't do it for Brentford. Why the hell do you think he's going to do it for Chelsea?
Bobby, listen, we don't know why. As reported, we're leading the race for his signature. We don't know why the manager wants him in the first place, and I don't think it makes sense for me to waste my energy actually trying to defend the signing. I don't know why the manager is hell bent on getting the deal across the line because yeah, we're leading the race to sign him, and there are other clubs, Premier League clubs, who are also interested in signing him.
Yeah. And
I'm just
also,
gonna stick with, and I'm done arguing with anybody, irrespective of whether he ends up being worse than Timo Werner for us or worse than Danny Drinkwine for us. I don't care. Right now, what matters the most for me is that the manager wants him, and that's definitely the reason why we've heard that we're leading the race to sign him. If he ends up failing at Chelsea, if they end up throwing a bottled water at him at the stadium, it doesn't matter to me right now. All that I'm living in at is that the manager wants him, and that's most definitely the reason why we're pushing to sign him. If he comes and fails on the manager, if we like, we can go sign Solomon Kalou, who's retired since how long ago, and get him to start playing for us again. If it happens, it'd be because Alonso said, yeah, I can work with that. So if we sign him and he fails, on him. I'm just leaving it at that. I don't think it's worth me wasting my
Yeah.
energy. I'm
But
not defending
listen,
them in any way. I'm just trying and to explain it's a job.
exactly.
More
He's a
importantly,
professional.
it's
Yeah.
a job. If
He's
Chelsea sign
actually
him, it's Chelsea until he stops playing for Chelsea. He wouldn't at any time before playing against Liverpool turn around and kick the ball into our own net just to favor Liverpool. That's
let's
the
have a look
point
at
I'm
it.
trying to make. We're all
Yeah.
right
Let's
in,
look what he
in,
did
in
last
you can say
season.
from our different perspectives. Go ahead, Dante.
Let's look what he did. Like he played 32 times for Brentford last season. So he played bar 4 games. He played the whole season for Brentford. So he played and he scored I think a couple of goals or a few assists. But he's a deep lying playmaker. Brentford finished in Europe. They're in Europe and we're not. And he was starting in that defensive midfield for them. So he has played quite a lot of football for Brentford. Like I said, 32 games, is quite a lot of games. So, but they were successful. They played very well. He's the reason, one of the reasons why they're in Europe. So, yeah, look, he's not. It's an interesting one. I think if he does come, I think he will have maybe a bit of a up to be on the field as well because he can still clearly do it. Tuchel took him as well to the World Cup. Let's
He
not
actually
forget.
played 34 games for them.
That's what I mean. Yeah, 32 in the Premier League. Yeah, so yeah, look, he's played a lot. He's playing, so it's not coming like he's not playing. So he might actually be involved, like a Xhaka type of signing, that deep lying playmaker, and he might play. Maybe that's what Alonso wants. He maybe wants a guy there, experienced head like Xhaka to play in that position and just basically sit there, tempo. And he's pretty. He's got a very high IQ. Henderson. He's very good on the ball. So we'll wait and see. But yeah,
It
look,
could be just for him to impact the dressing room
or
positively,
it could
just
be
something
that.
like
But
that. We don't know. But it's a
I
job
doubt
more
he'll come.
importantly.
Yeah, I doubt he'll come to not play at all. He'll definitely come to play games as well because, like I said, he's played a lot last season. So he's not coming. If he is coming to just completely not play at all. If he does come, he will come to play some games, and help Alonso out probably. Like I said, he's looking into coaching after he retires. So we'll see what happens. But if Alonso wants him for whatever specific reason, you get him. Simple as that.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let me. There should be a limit to this madness. I listen. I don't care really. You don't need to defend. I'm not defending that. I'm just making a point here. If I had my way, I know I'd point to. I'd say get the Guimaraes there across the line. Forget about Henderson.
It wouldn't be a problem for Vic if Pochettino asked for him, but it's because it's.
All right, but I like this one. I like this conversation really. Yeah, I'm calming down, but it was a heated debate. Yeah, 2 versus 2. Unless you're not watching football, Henderson has been finished since he left Liverpool. What's the point of the argument, Coachila? I'm gonna let you know one more time. The manager wants him. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I don't have the energy to start fight. You can say debating for what is, in my opinion, no disrespect to anybody on the panel. I'm glad I have my brothers on the panel. Nobody takes anything personally here. I don't have the energy to defend sentiment. Whether he scored 40 goals against Chelsea before, I don't really care, really. Just come if you know what Chelsea signed you for, whether it's for him to have an impact in the dressing room in terms of the behavior of the younger ones or their mentality. I think this, for me, if we get it across the line, definitely a strategic move. Whether you think it's because he's a free agent and still has anything to offer on the pitch or off the pitch, I welcome it. The manager wants it. But Jay and Bobby, if you guys have anything else to add, you can go ahead before we move on to the next topic.
Yeah, I mean, for
It's
me,
yeah, go on, Bobby.
so I was just gonna say I kind of have an open mind. I am cautious. I know how I feel. Yes, we're in the era of what the manager wants, he gets. However, managers can make
Absolutely.
mistakes. Tuchel made mistakes in the World Cup. It happens. I personally think this guy would be a mistake. We Welbeck, fine. John Stones, okay, we're not getting him. You can just stick with Welbeck. Must you go and employ every old has been player just to bring experience in the dressing room? I think there's a stretch. I think a lot of these youngsters have already got experience. Yes, there are one or two experienced players that can come in and build extra atmosphere in the dressing room. But the football dressing room is a delicate thing. You can tip it over the edge by bringing in the wrong person. And in my view, there's not enough Chelsea about this guy that warrants him coming in. You see, the beauty of Thiago Silva was from the get go. Thiago Silva is such a passionate man that as soon as he stepped into Chelsea, you could see his passion. The passion oozed from him, his family, and everything. That's going to be a hard sell for someone like Henderson. You know, there's the Liverpool aspect. Nah. I'm not feeling this at all. I'm not. If it happens, it happens. But
Mhm.
it's not a good move in my mind.
How
I
about
mean, yeah, again, chances are in a few months' time we'll turn around. You say you told us, or we say, Bobby, we told you. We don't know. But go ahead, Jay.
the part about sentiments, about the legacy of Liverpool and being a legend there. These are just the add-ons that the major problem or the major issue has, right? These are the add-ons of what the main problem I have or we have here. The main issue will still be that we have a regulation in the Premier League, right? 25 member squad, a very strict regulation. You cannot exceed that. This guy is going to take a spot among those 25 members, which are crucial part of the squad, and he's not going to impact, on the pitch and give us anything. I would be surprised if he makes the bench in the Premier League as well, and that is why it looks like this is not worth it. That's all I'm saying.
Dante, that aspect of him being homegrown, where does that come in with regards to Jay's concern of him taking up the number?
We've got pretty good numbers for homegrown players. It's not really
So, no,
an
no, no, I'm
issue.
saying, since he
Yeah,
will count as homegrown, and Jay is
yeah.
concerned him taking up space where we could still accommodate a younger player, more productive player in terms of availability for users on the pitch. Does the homegrown aspect, does he in any way mitigate that?
Not really. No. Look, like I said, he played a lot last season. He played nearly every game for Sunderland. For Brentford, and yeah, look, he's still playing. He's one of the reasons why they made it to Europe. So uh, look, like I said, Alonso wants him. I think if he does come in, he'll probably play a little bit. Yes, he's going to take a spot, obviously, but Alonso has seen something while he's been training with most of the squad. These last whatever it is, how many days, he's obviously seen something that he needs something, a player of that, with that attitude or that work ethic or his style of play. So he's definitely identified that for a reason. He's not just saying, "Hey, Henderson, come over. Yeah, just come over. We need an experienced guy." He's identified, him and his assistants and his crew have identified something, and
And we don't know what that is.
we don't know what that is quite yet, but it's definitely something because he wouldn't be asking for him otherwise. So if that is a locker room guy, if that is on the field, wherever it is, we need to trust, Xabi Alonso and go for it. Yeah, I'm not too sentimental. Not too bothered that he played for Liverpool because he's not coming directly from Liverpool. Like you said, he's been to Saudi Arabia, he played for Ajax, and yeah, so he's not Brentford. So he's not coming direct from Liverpool. I'm not too worried about that, to be
Look,
honest. So
the problem with this Liverpool part, because you mentioned it, right? It's not the main issue or anything worth mentioning, but just because you mentioned it, the problem with this Liverpool legend thing is he will come as a Liverpool legend and he will leave Chelsea as a Liverpool legend because he's not going to impact the pitch in any form or the fans in any way, which will change him into a Chelsea legend. So that is why I
But
have
does it
an
really
issue
does
with the
that
matter,
Liverpool
Jay?
matter?
part.
That doesn't matter,
Yeah, Jay,
Jay.
but does it really matter to him? Or do you think it would matter to him? If in
I
fact
mean,
the
if a
reason,
player, if
if
you're
let's say in
Said
Dante's
it doesn't matter.
opinion, Dante did suggest he might be open to joining Chelsea because, yeah, he wants to become a manager and then get to maybe transition into one of the staff members of Xabi Alonso, one of the staff members of Xabi Alonso, and grow from there. It doesn't really matter, honestly.
It's a flex. Look, I'm trying to have an open mind. I look back at so many things. I remember when Luis Figo went from Barcelona to Real Madrid. Now, Luis Figo
Yeah.
was effective on the pitch.
And I think
That
Ronaldo did
guy,
it, right? The other
that
Ronaldo did it
guy,
too.
he was given pelters from both sets of fans. He had
That's
to
a bit different
work
than
his
what people
way
are saying.
he had to work his way into acceptance in Real Madrid, and then he never. I mean, the hatred he got from Barcelona has never been forgotten. Now we've got this guy. Every club has culture. You cannot compare the culture of Brentford to the culture of Chelsea. This guy can walk into Brentford and they'll all bow down and look at him as hallowed turf. You come into Chelsea, it's a different thing. It's a different
Exactly.
thing,
That's a fair
and
point.
I'm just
Who do we
like,
have, Bobby? Who do we have that, like that? We don't have an experienced dressing room to do that. Or what do you
oh,
mean?
you'd be surprised. You see, sentiment and emotion is part of football. You saw when Xavi Alonso gave his first interview, one of the first thing he said was, "Wow, you come into this place, you look at the walls and the mosaics, and you see these great players and the trophies. I want to be up there one day myself." That is part of the aura, part of the culture. Do you know? I'll never forget in 2018. I went to visit the Bernabeu, the old Bernabeu, and I took their stadium tour. And you come in, you feel the pride, the sentiment, the emotion. I'm not a Real Madrid fan by any stretch of the imagination, but I could see what the club was about. This guy's coming from Liverpool to the Chelsea dressing room. Ooh, I don't know. I don't. And you've been lifting trophies in our face, boy. Okay, let's see
Bobby,
how that's gonna
who
work.
does he get?
That was a long time
Who?
ago.
Bobby, let me
Doesn't
ask you
matter.
this: he gets to walk with the players in the dressing room. That's if the main reason why Alonso is asked the club to go sign him is for him to impact the dressing room positively. I must say, he's not working with the fans. This wouldn't be the first time. This wouldn't
But
be the first time. We had Fabregas who played for Arsenal. How long he played for Arsenal? Went to Barcelona and then to Chelsea.
No, no, no. Fabregas
and
came.
he became a
He
Chelsea
he
legend.
he went onto the pitch. He did it on the pitch to the point where the fans had a song for him.
Okay, okay. How are
Fabregas
you
is magic. He
certain,
wears a
Bobby? How
magic
are
hat.
you certain? How are you? I think you're letting. You could say you actually, in my opinion, you're letting Henderson's age cloud your judgment.
No,
He played 34 games.
For Brentford.
Yeah.
exactly.
How?
Henderson for
Are you
Brentford,
saying he cannot do it for Chelsea?
A Henderson for Brentford, a Henderson for Ajax, a Henderson for Saudi club is way different than a Henderson for Chelsea. You cannot
Thank you.
compare it.
Thank you.
What's the difference?
Culture, culture,
No. I
history.
don't think J means culture. J, what's the difference?
No, he
I mean,
does.
he's not going to give what he gives to Brentford is acceptable. It's not going to be acceptable at Chelsea. For example, his biggest trait at Brentford was that he covered distance. Now, we don't need a guy to cover distance. We need other
You
qualities from a midfielder.
no. You can't
At the
say
age of
we.
36, he is
You
not
can
going to
say
give
we.
anything
We're
else.
not. The manager is the person that wants him, and we're not sure why the manager has asked the club to sign him. Let's be more specific here now. You cannot say we. You're not the manager.
Okay,
I'm not the
coach.
manager.
Let me give you another example.
Yeah,
Rafa
Bobby, let's
Benitez.
please let's round
When
off with Jay. Joe, go ahead.
when
Explain why you think it's different.
Technicality wise, I do not
Te-
think technically what he offers Brentford is the same thing he can offer to Chelsea, and that will be okay. That's what
Why?
I
Listen,
see.
the manager is the one that wants him, and I agree. You say
Baba.
you do not think. Clearly, it's your opinion. You know that sometimes the better the players you have around you, the better you'd be, or maybe the better you'd look. You know
Yeah.
that. So we can
Coach,
just express our opinions here, but
coach,
we don't know why the manager has asked the club to sign him. But go ahead,
coach.
Bobby.
Rafa Benitez is one of the best managers in world football. He really is. He stepped into Chelsea. The entire dressing room was like toxicity to him. Mikel, Lampard, Terry, Drogba, none of them really liked him. They accepted some of the things he was teaching them, but that Liverpool taste was always in their mouth. Everybody was hostile to him. The
Can
dressing
you
room,
compare?
the
Can you com-
fans.
Not comparable, Bobby. It's
You
different.
cannot compare
Well,
the squad we had at the
Players.
time
We didn't
to the
have that.
squad we had now. And remember the relationship on the pitch, the relationship of the managers, or Jose, the sort of how Jose trains his players, also against them. What's a more accurate way to phrase it? Mentality
you see, one thing that
reflected
builds
on the players at the time because he was the manager at
look,
Liverpool at the time.
one thing that builds a club is your culture. When you go and win games and lift trophies, it's that culture. That's why you touch the badge. That's why you turn to the fans.
All right, I'll let you finish with Benitez. Finish what you were saying about Benitez
Well,
because that.
Benitez, it was, he didn't stand a chance from the
Okay.
minute, and Benitez came and really did his best for Chelsea. He
Did he
did.
win
He,
something?
he won the Europa. You know,
Okay. When he won that, did you remember when you were celebrating it? Did you even remember he was once a Liverpool manager?
I
You
celebrated it for the sake of Chelsea, but fans were still spitting at him. That's how difficult it is. The players celebrated it, but they still, till this day, ask them to talk about Benitez. Look at Obi-Wan podcast. Look at Terry, what he's.
Bobby, I'm going to say this. There were already existing factors that made it difficult for Benitez. Those crop of players, the crop of players we had at the club at the time, were the same players. Majority of them, at least only a few, I can't quite remember whether it was all of them, played under Mourinho, who had, you could say, not so good relationship. Practically, Benitez was the club's. He turned Benitez into the club's enemy, and vice versa. They didn't like each other. So already those players were preconditioned to actually not to like him. Hiring him in the first place, I understand what you're saying. You could argue it was a mistake, but he got the job done, which was why I said it's a job. Xavi is the man in charge, and we don't know why he's asked the club to sign Henderson for him. That's if we eventually get the club deal
Yeah.
across the line, which it looks like it's going to happen. I'm not concerned. Let him come in, do whatever we signed him for. If he helps us win trophies, fine. So, Bobby, it looks like you were
Sorry.
disconnected. So the
Yeah,
point I
whenever
was
somebody
making, yeah.
calls me, it cuts me off.
Okay, I did see that.
Look,
The point I was trying to make, just quickly, Bobby, was this: the crop of players we had at the
Let me
time
call him again, coach.
were already were already preconditioned, not on papers. Because at the time, the sort of relationship Mourinho had, again, he drilled his players, that he drilled into his players that us against the mentality.
look, coach, I don't
And
know. I
no,
don't,
the point I'm
time
trying to
will
make,
tell.
those
But
players that played under Mourinho, who hated Liverpool, hated Benitez, plus some comments he made publicly
yeah,
at the time. So
yeah.
that was still, you could say, fresh.
And you think those League Cup games that were fresh in the mind of Chelsea players that were there, that are still in that dressing room, will not be something they would consider?
James wouldn't, Liverpool, I'm sure, wouldn't. Those English players quickly will
I
warm
don't
up
think
to
so,
him.
coach.
And
Those two
Bobby,
in
we don't
particular
have that sort
understand
of squad
Chelsea
right
culture more
now.
than.
It's not the same, Bobby, these
It's not the
days.
same. The squad, they can say that
Even the
the
players'
makeup of the
attitude.
squad has changed quite a lot. We don't have that sort of mentality at the club that you say because he played for Liverpool, they're gonna hate him.
Well, let's see. If it happens, we'll see. I don't want us to make any mistakes this coming season. I don't think we can afford to. I don't think this is necessary. I think it's just taking up space in the squad. for something that could be done very, very efficiently by somebody else. Um, he's not really. He comes with too many question marks.
Not for me, but I get it. You're more of a traditional fan than I am, but we're all Chelsea fans, and however we see it, it does come from a place of love. We all love the club, and I understand that, and that's why we host shows like this. We're trying to make sense of it, and I'm advising you. For me, don't be concerned. It's not. We're talking about one man here. We're talking about a single individual. If it comes, even if he doesn't play a single game to the end of the season, I don't think that actually decides how we finish the season. Not in any way.
And what is Henderson? What position? What does he do on the field? We need to look at that. He's a deep lying playmaker. That's his position, and that's what he would play if he's going to play. He's a deep lying playmaker. So, that would free whoever plays next to him to push up, like a Caicedo or whoever's playing. It happens. If Enzo leaves, well, then it makes even probably a little bit more sense. If Enzo stays, well, I think he's probably going to not play, obviously, very much. So it'll be just depth and whatever Alonso wants him for in the dressing room or for whatever.
Which we don't know.
So,
Yeah.
but he played a lot. It's not like he's completely finished playing. He played a lot last season, England international still. So he's still got, the position he's playing. You need to be very smart and you need to be strong, which he is. He goes in tackles. He plays hard. I've seen him at Brentford. He still plays like he used to play. He's still very aggressive. So Xhaka was very similar as well. So it looks like Alonso wants another experienced deep lying playmaker. Simple as that in football terms. Not about his age, not about everything. He wants a deep lying playmaker, an experienced one. And this is another one.
Jay, were you still speaking?
A 36-year-old Henderson can never allow Caicedo to go and roam freely in the forward area. He will not allow that because he's not capable of that. So that point does not make sense to me. He's not at the level where the other midfielder, the part of the pivot where the other midfielder can trust him and do his job. That is Caicedo. You cannot leave the midfield with Henderson as your deep line playmaker. That is even worse than Enzo Fernandez being as a deep line playmaker. It is so much open. Anyways, I think it's just a hypothetical situation. I do not assume that this can even practically happen on the pitch because, look, I am fine. If Xavi wants him, it's okay. Anyways, I don't want to discuss this much on a player who's coming as part of the coaching staff. So,
And might
I'm
actually
fine
still
with it.
not happen. Actually, we're not certain it happens, even though it sounds as if it's on the verge of happening. But I'm not sure. Go ahead, Jay. Sorry.
Yeah, and I do not agree respectfully, coach, with the part that if he comes, he does not play anything, and the season gets over. I still think that's not good. I will
What's the
repeat the
point
point
of
that he's
coming?
taking. Yeah, it is. I still will be adamant on the point that you are taking a very crucial space in the squad, which could be used or utilized by some other player. Even as a youngster, we have an academy that can be used in any way, which will be more fruitful or useful. Uh, I am again. I would repeat. I'm not even sure this guy is going to be on the bench. So yeah, we are just going into circles actually. So yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. Let's see. Vic says if Alonso wants him, if the manager wants him, okay. Also, we'll not get every signing right. We won't allow Conte to do this, but again, I'm okay with everything. Once again, I'm going to say this: we have a manager now, and I think it's important we learn to submit to his demands. Otherwise, we're going to have problems. And if his demand is to sign him, the man we've talked about for like how many years right now, let it happen. Then if it all falls apart, all on him. It's really that simple. Why waste my energy trying to debate again whether it's right or not? And I agree, he's human. He will not get every decision right. But the signs are still good. For me, Henderson and what's his name and Welbeck still not bad. I get the loyalty thing Bobby talked about. it does make sense to an extent, but it doesn't matter to me, and that's how I
Can I add
operate.
one?
Yeah.
Can I add one more point? Just to add to this Henderson debate, if we end up this season as a success, if the season ends as a success for Chelsea,
Hmm.
I think that Henderson would not be a crucial part of it. And if this season ends in a failure, I still think that Henderson won't be that part of it. So it's, you can understand it now. It's such a worthless addition that it's not going to impact in both the scenarios. So that is why it does
You
not
still
make
have to
sense to
let
me.
us know. It's still an opinion at this point,
I mean, the
irrespective of
practicality of things say
irrespective of how you see it. Whether you
it's not
think
an
that's the
opinion, coach,
that
because the
whether you
36 year
I'm
old,
coming.
he's 36 year
I'm
old.
coming. Whether you think it's the most practical thing, it's still an opinion,
A practical
and
one,
that's my opinion.
an
Yeah.
opinion, but a practical one, because a 36-year-old, the practical mind says that he's not going to play a lot. He's not going to play a crucial role for Chelsea Football Club. So that is where the opinion
No,
becomes
it is
a
of
bit
your
more
opinion that
solid.
he's not going to play a crucial role. It is just of your opinion. But I
How is he
get it,
going to
and
play a
as you
crucial
said,
role?
we're probably going to be moving in circles and end up not
Yeah.
moving beyond the topic. So let's leave it until in a few months we'll look back and see who was wrong and who's right, who will be right. The Premier League homegrown quota requires clubs to include a minimum of 8 homegrown players in their 25 man squad list, allowing a maximum of 17 non-homegrowns. I think that number will change. That's a point in the future again. That happens usually when England don't do well in global competitions. At some point, they make a change to accommodate more English players, and and all that. Good evening to you too, Michael Faraday, gentlemen. I don't know if I'm excited or not about Welbeck and Jordan Henderson. Xabi Alonso is the expert. And coach, he
Honestly.
knows exactly what he wants to build the house. Experts do make mistake, I must say. So if he
Yep.
wants them, no hala, and that's where I stop. And I was
Henderson
much.
is a hard sell.
Okay,
That
and
is
I
a
understand. I
hard
understand
sell.
that, Bobby. That's not
That's the
saying
song you
certainly
love,
he's
Coach,
not going
right?
to be of any use to us.
You like that song, Coach, right? No Wahala. That's the song you listen to.
It's a popular saying in Nigeria, which it's just no problem.
No problem. Yeah.
Henderson's move is a vibe killer, but whatever, we move on. More importantly, I think I like that first part of your sentence. It is indeed a vibe killer, because
Yep.
I know a lot of people on X, and as we
Not a
and
flashy name.
yeah, exactly. And as you've seen on the panel too, not a lot of people welcome that, because it's a vibe killer indeed. Not a flashy name, not the most popular name, the least expected of all the names we've been hearing, and some probably because they're expecting to hear a
And
big
the
name.
least liked.
And the list liked, to be honest, irrespective of what I think, whether I think he'd be pivotal, he'd be crucial to whatever Alonso ends up achieving, the list liked indeed, for obvious reasons, of which we've talked about for the past 45 to 1 hour now. Liverpool can do with more legs in the midfield. They can go for Henderson. Leave me alone, Vic. All right, big up to you too, Mabas, aka MDO5, and Dante, and everyone on the panel. I am happy with the job Alonso is doing. Big up to you. And Vic is saying, take stones off. He's decided to move forward with Inter Milan. I suspected that was going to be the case. Apparently, they offered him a longer deal than Chelsea. The Italian
So
clubs.
where does that leave Chalobah?
Chalobah
Somewhere.
Como, most likely. Inter moved on from Chalobah 2 weeks ago or so.
That's not good.
Big up to you too, and the truth. It says a big up, coach, and everyone. What the hell is going on with Chelsea? Xavi might as well become player coach in the rate, from children to pension. Extreme at both ends. But here's the thing: we wanted the manager, we have one now, so we should learn to submit to his demands, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't debate like we've done today on the panel here and talk about it. Because yeah, as Bobby have said, he's not perfect. He's human and can make mistakes. I like the reservation for Jordan Henderson. I also have one. The fact that this is happening simply means Alonso definitely is in charge. More importantly, you can make of it what you like, but he's definitely in charge. The truth, welcome. Yakon is in the house. Yakon says, is this a Xavi request or another Blue Coat step backward? I don't know, and I don't freaking care. You can make with it whatever you think, Yakon, but leave me out of it. I'm not going to debate anything with you.
Sabotage Xavi. Yeah, it's definitely clear. Like they're going to sabotage him, and they're signing 36-year-old Henderson to do that.
Yeah, exactly. So, but that's by the way. I'm not sure what to make of it, but at the same time, I just gonna submit to the manager's demands because yeah, we wanted the manager. We have one now, and I believe if we give him everything he wants, he will do well. And if it backfires on him. So anything else here? Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Trying to see if anything new emerged as the show progressed, but it looks like this is acting up. I'm not sure how that's gonna work. Okay, we go to this one. Dante, you can. Anybody on the panel, if you've seen any topic you want us to talk about, while you wait for me, you go ahead.
Just to harp on with that point there. Look, a lot. Henderson comes in. He's that midfield. We wanted Stones. That defense and Welbeck for that forward line. All very experienced English. Internationals, etc. So, look, you could look at it a different way. It's also that will help for all the younger players we have, especially the ones that joined this as well this season, and probably still some more coming. That's really going to help them settle. They know the culture. They know, absolutely everything. What's how to get past the long season in England. So. I believe Xabi Alonso is looking at that aspect as well. That leadership, that culture that he keeps saying in interviews, team culture. These players would really help the young players, and we have still a lot of young players really integrate into England and into culture and help them really settle as well. So, there's more than just football. I think is signing these experienced guys. It's a bit of both. So. It can be very helpful, especially for a lot of the young players coming in. So it's not an easy place to settle. And Bobby would know this. It's not easy for young players to come to England. I mean, we saw Estevao, one of the hottest properties, the best. Well, he came in and he struggled. As soon as he played well when it was warm, but as soon as he got cold and he went missing for months and months, he was struggling really bad at that time. So sometimes having those experienced guys in there, just guiding them, how it is, etc., helping them, get through it and giving him tips, etc. Well, it can make a big difference. So I think that's a valuable, that experience can add a lot to the actual squad, to the players, to the younger players.
You see, for me, culture is more than just a spoken word. Culture is knowing who you are. These guys
not even a spoken word.
These guys don't have Chelsea culture, and that's needed to be that level of leader at Chelsea Football Club.
What is culture at Bobby? What is Chelsea culture?
Chelsea culture is understanding the club history, understanding the meaning of little things. You go into a game against Spurs, you know what it means. You go into a game against Arsenal, you know what it means.
And you think, Bobby, you really think Henderson doesn't know that? Hold on. Bobby, you think Henderson doesn't know that?
Does he feel it?
Why wouldn't he feel it? If he's employed by the club, why wouldn't he feel it? Don't get me wrong. I understand your concern, Bobby. I really do understand your concern. But why do you think players celebrate against their former club?
They do.
That's part. Yeah. The point I'm trying to make, if he works for Chelsea, excuse me. Hi, Jesus Christ. What's going on? The point I'm trying to make is that why do you think he wouldn't understand that? He probably understands the culture more than, I'd say, at least 50% of our current squad members.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much. I'm quite sure he understands the
Even more,
culture
probably.
better than Enzo Fernandez. Except for, you could say, part of the culture where the manager defines, because when any manager when a new manager comes in, they define their own culture with regards to lateness, you could say, behavior and all that. But in terms of culture, winning mentality, every other thing I'm quite sure you're referencing, I'm definitely, I'd swear that Henderson, he's well acquainted with all those things.
Stones, Henderson, all those
Better,
guys. Yeah, all of
better,
them.
I'd say, I'd go to the extent of saying most likely 60% plus the current crop of players we have at the club. But I do understand your point. You
Yeah,
get
I
the point. I
understand too,
understand
Bobby.
the
But
culture thing. You mean like, yeah, but come on now.
that's what I'm
It's a
saying.
job, more
The young
importantly.
generation don't really see that too much these days. It's not really. They shake hands, they laugh with each other. After the game, they go out together. It's not quite. Well, these players, these old school players that are coming in, I think probably Alonso's seen this at training, probably because he's talked about the culture quite a bit. Well, these older players can put that mentality, like you say, the culture, because obviously there's a little bit of that culture missing, and he's probably seen that and he's identified that, and that's why he's bringing these type of players in. He wants to change the culture a little bit to make it a bit more like you say, like Chelsea was in the past, because young players these days are not quite the same. It's not what was back then will never be exactly the same, because even the England squad these days, they're all friends, and then before, the England team would never do well anywhere because they're all enemies, like you say, culture. Each had their own culture, but these days the
Yeah.
England team is very good. The culture's all the same. They're on the same page basically. So I think he's identified that, and he said it a lot in his interviews. Culture, team building. I think he's identified in the 2 weeks he's been there, and
Mentality, winning mentality, never
yeah, I
die
think he's
attitude.
identified that from what he's seen,
Yeah,
and he's had pretty much most of the squad, probably 6 or 7 missing, but especially the younger ones he's had, the ones that didn't go. I think he's probably seen that's maybe missing a little bit. So yeah, you bring those experienced guys that are very good at that, and yeah, that's what he's looking for, in my opinion. That's why he's bringing those guys in.
yeah, the culture has changed significantly, and you could say there are two. How do I phrase it? Two levels to it, maybe managerial level, because each time you get a manager, they have their own culture. But there is one that is, you could say, definitely part of it. The old Chelsea, the grit, the fighting spirit, the never die attitude. It is Manchester United. We must not lose today, even if we've lost 999 games. It is Tottenham. We'll go there. We are winning today, even though we've lost 99 games, and this is our 100th attempt to win a game. Today we're winning. That's not managerial level. That's the culture defined by fans' expectations.
And you think
And you see,
Henderson will have that fight when
why
Chelsea go
not?
to Anfield and play Liverpool?
That's why I'm saying it's
Ha,
a job.
it's not quite that, the
Why?
coach.
Okay. Would you say? Would it be wrong to argue? If I was, you could say, an Arsenal fan, I'd argue that what's his name, Declan Rice, wouldn't be committed because yeah, he was a Chelsea graduate, a Chelsea Academy graduate. You get my point. I totally understand where you're coming from, and I'm enjoying this conversation, and I hope you're enjoying it too. But
It's a
I'd
bit the
still
opposite, Bobby.
say
Actually, he'll probably want to go
he
and do well there because they let
probably
him go a little bit
Jordan
early.
Henderson probably understands the Chelsea culture more than Enzo Fernandez, more than Moises Caicedo. Except for Reece James, Levi Colwell, Trevoh Chalobah. Who else should I mention there? Probably all feels it and understands it more than Robert Sanchez. You name
Well,
those players there.
Moises and Enzo
Caicedo's
have
probably
now
good.
lived it for 4 years, so they get it. I would
They
be
get it
interested to
because
see how
they've
much
lived
fire
it. They
will be
lived it.
in Henderson's belly when he's in Anfield standing in front of the baying Liverpool crowd. That would
Yeah,
be
you're
Yeah,
interesting.
that's an excellent point you made. But the point I was trying to make is that
one
he
game, man.
understands it. He knows it. He knows.
He's a
Even
winner.
Xabi
He knows how to
Alonso,
win.
you did talk about how he was looking at the trophy cabinet. The way what you said, he said reflect the facts that he understands the culture. And if we play against Tottenham tomorrow, he knows that it's more like fans see it as guaranteed 3 points. Every season guaranteed 6 points. He knows even if we've lost 99 games and against Tottenham, the 100 games, we must win that game. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not saying your concern is legit as a fan of Chelsea Football Club. But that doesn't necessarily mean that definitely Henderson is not going to give it his best at Chelsea. Maybe he gives his best and at the end his best won't be good enough. That's another debate for another day. But go ahead, Dante.
Yes, I just wanted to bring that point up. So yeah, we expanded on that point, but yeah, look, like the young kids these days don't really have that much. I think Alonso's seen that, and he's trying to push that across a little bit more. He wants that to instill that little bit more. So yeah, like you said, Henderson. Yeah, he's led. If we go to Liverpool and he's on the bench, they'll clap him and stuff. Yeah, they probably will. But once he steps on the field, if he is going to play, well, that changes.
He
We saw it
wouldn't get a
already.
chance and kick
We
the
saw it last
ball
season
into
with
our
Brentford.
net.
I saw the game with Brentford last season. So yeah, it's fine. He doesn't care. That's gone in the past.
But we
He's
must not, Dante, we must not downplay Bobby's concern because that a lot of fans will
yeah. Well,
will
this
see it
is.
like that. Yeah.
I think the more old school fans will see it that way. I don't think a lot of the new too many.
I think a lot of the
I
a
think
lot of
they're
the
more
younger
about
fans will
results.
still see it that way that knew him as a Liverpool player, or some would just go by what they heard from the much older fans who are concerned.
Well, that's like Alonso. He was a Liverpool legend, but he's coaching us now. So you're not what he's going to coach against us now, or what's? So, I mean, that's in the past. I can understand it a little bit, but I think that's in the past. I think these guys are coming in to provide that winning mentality because they won a lot. He's won a lot, Henderson. So did Stones. They won a lot. So I think he wants to change a bit of that mentality, and he's probably seen something in the 2 weeks he's been there training with them every day, getting to know. He's probably seen he needs an injection of that, like he did at Leverkusen. He brought in experienced players at Leverkusen, uh, and those experienced players changed everything. So he had a young squad, and those experienced players that came in, Hoffman, Xhaka, they were all in their 30s, over the 30, 32, etc. So that's his style. He wants that type of, I think, connection with the dressing room, and he knows he'll get that message across with those type of players, through those type of players, much better. So yeah, you got to back him. He's come in, you back him now. It doesn't matter if he's a Liverpool legend, you got to back him.
All
Look,
right, let's see. Go ahead,
Alonso.
Bobby. Go ahead.
Alonso played last played for Liverpool 17 years ago. Since then, he's been at Bayern Munich and he's been at Real Madrid. Not to mention what he's done as a manager. Now,
But is he a legend
Henderson,
at Liverpool? He is.
Henderson, yeah, he's a legend, but Henderson played against Chelsea in the 2022 Carabao Cup final. Yes, a lot of the younger fans will remember that.
They will.
Remember, there is a lot of young, hardcore Chelsea. This guy is not coming with any kind of appreciation. Let's put it that way. Someone like Welbeck, yes, he's hurt us, he's scored against us, but we are having hope that that venom he brought against us, he'll be able to take it, help us, certainly with the strikers coming along. I just, well, we'll see. I just cannot see how people like Enzo Fernandez, that was left in tears after that cup final. There are various other things that happened along the line. Levi Colwell, I won't even mention Reece James. He was probably injured that time. You don't forget these things. Now, they will embrace him as a teammate. If he comes in, fine, they'll accept it. But to think this guy is going to sit down in the huddle and start telling these kids, oh, G up. Yeah, let's go for it against Liverpool. Come on, do me a favor.
Bobby, do you agree? Let's round off your contribution in that aspect. Do you agree that's just your opinion?
Of course, it's my opinion.
Thank
And
you.
it's
And
just
mine
against
is
Liverpool,
mine.
Bobby.
Yeah,
It's just against
exactly. He
Liverpool.
will still do it if he let's say if he's always done it, and once he gets to Liverpool, he will still do it. If he doesn't do it, then yeah, he's not a professional. Then the players will know he's not fully committed. All right, let me catch up here. What else we have? And again, that's my own opinion. Let's see. God will help Chelsea. I hope so, but God doesn't play football. God is not God is not a partial God. That's why usually when I see people praying for God to help them win, and the other people are praying for God for God to help them win too. I think the best thing would be may the best team win. If you deserve to win it, if God helped the team that doesn't deserve to win it to win, then yeah, God is a partial God. God doesn't play soccer. You just, I'm not. I believe in God, but I'm not into that. I'm not sure how it's, but you get the gist. But yeah, if that's your thing, do it. You know, hopefully he listens and become partial and helps us win, even if we don't deserve it. Chelsea's culture and standards took a shift sometime after 2015. Some of us want to revive what we had, but you know the rest. Okay, what happened in 2015?
You never lose your culture. That's who you are.
It is there. If sometimes you may have some people who you could say doesn't really reflect the culture, it becomes an issue. Then you do something about it, which is what we're working to change right now. And
It's in your DNA, just as
yeah,
Drogba said. It's
I
your
think
DNA. That's who you are.
exactly. You've heard Didier Drogba, you've heard even Patrice Evra. Some non-Chelsea fans speak about Chelsea. Chelsea of the time, it's about winning, it's about power, it's about pace. But at some point, even Roman started, you can say we started recruiting the sort of players that led to us not having those sort of players that are very powerful, big and all that. That's a change in culture, but not a whole, you could say, would it be accurate to say a wholesome change at the time? It became an issue at some point. When we signed Marco...
Every top club has it. Go to Liverpool and talk to them about their culture, see what they'll tell you. Every Man United, the same thing. Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, every club has their identity that's unshakable. Juventus, AC Milan, it's there. Now, this guy is going to have to come in and he's going to not only have to respect that, but he's going to have to feel that in his chest.
Why
That's a
wouldn't he?
hard sell.
Why wouldn't he, Bobby? People change
I hope
jobs
he
all the
will.
time.
I hope
Exactly.
he will.
And if he happens that we find out that, yeah, if he comes across as not fully committed, I think would know. The manager will be the first to know. He knows him very well, and I think for a reason he's asked the club to sign him. And Yakon is saying what you are seeing from players isn't Chelsea culture. I think that I agree with that, which was why I said managers that there are two levels to it. One, the managerial instilled culture, then the one that's at the club, defined by expectations from the fans and history of the club. That one is the main core culture, just to differentiate it from what I called managerial level culture. Because every manager wants his players to behave in a certain way, arrive at the training ground at a certain time. Don't miss it out. If you miss it out, this happens. Don't go. Those things, eat certain things. That's a different thing. But yeah, we agree on that. Seriously, going for Henderson, and can we change that? We cannot. So if he comes and crafts up the whole place on the manager. So Xabi Alonso has been discussing internally with Chelsea owners and directors about the possibility to include an experienced striker as a backup option, and Danny Welback is seen as the ideal candidate for this opportunity. It is a serious possibility, and some are actually suggesting that we are actually in conversation with Brighton already, and that talks have advanced, and it could happen. And I'm not worried about that. The only one we've discussed right now, is the The one how many we've actually discussed that one in particular for nearly 1 hour, and Jay probably decided, you know what, I'm not doing this again. But Jay, I hope you do so that we can go a little you can say one more lap on that particular topic. But it was a delicious debate, really. But Jay, go ahead.
I think since we lost out on John Stones, now that he's going to Inter, I think this Henderson deal is a secondary option that they had in mind. I do think that he is that replacement for the experience, inclusion that they wanted this season. I do not think that Stones and Henderson both would have joined Chelsea this season. I think they obviously got the reply from the player that he wants to join Inter because they are offering him a much longer deal. And then I think as a backup, they went to Henderson and contacted him for signing for Chelsea. So I do not believe that if we got Stones, we would be discussing or there would have been any links with Henderson at all. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I
I think
do
that's
agree, and I did say that. I think when we learned that we're looking at him, and then because before the start of the show, we knew that it looks like Stones is more likely, will more likely join Inter Milan than us. But go ahead, what you were saying.
That's a very good point. Very good point.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
JJ,
and that again that makes me a bit more sad because Stones, obviously was a better player, more impactful on the pitch, and much more his talent or his facilities would have much required at Chelsea than Henderson. So it's a downgrade, but yeah, it's fine. I mean, the overall deal just isn't does not fill me with excitement at all. For John Stones, I would have been really happy. You know my views. I shared it on the last show uh, that how that would have been a great signing. And we saw him at the World Cup as well. John Stones playing at wonderful levels.
he
Started
did really well to the surprise of a lot of people.
really well. Yeah, started so many games as well. One of those starters as well, and was really good as well. And he can play as a DM as well. The Guardiola invention that he,
Right
turned him
back,
into
yeah.
number six as well. So he would have been much more useful. But I think Chelsea were just not going to offer him one more than 1 or 2 years deal, and that is why he went for a longer project that is at Inter Milan. So yeah,
And
the
and
overall
and
point that
Italian clubs are known to do that. They value experienced players a lot.
experienced players as well, and obviously the level of the Italian clubs is not to the same as Premier League. So obviously they are going to offer players who are maybe out of their prime. They will offer them much more, longer contract because they still see a longer value in them than a Premier League club who would see them as a short-term deal.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for that. Culture is dynamic. Yeah, you can argue, and it adapts with time. Yep, I agree. But history, part of culture, is constant. Doesn't change. You can say it changes, but you can say, yeah, the more you achieve, it has to change definitely. But yeah, I think I agree with you, and that's from Abro Olubayo Ayodele Akugbadi, my brother, and thank you for joining the conversation. I do hope you're doing well. Bobby, I can see Diogo Costa happening. What was it that I saw? Was I sleepy at the time when I saw something that suggests we might actually go for a goalkeeper? I'm not sure, or am I mixing things up here? If anything, I think we'll still address the manager's presser. We haven't gotten to that yet because we're on news hunting, so we could still get to that. So this says, I don't think Xabi Alonso trusts his goalkeepers. I think if Robert Sanchez impresses, he becomes number one goalkeeper. But let's see what happens. I do like us getting Welbeck. That's proper experience. He's become a specialist. A very intelligent player. Dynamic movements in the box. He's not like those sort of number nines like Romelu Lukaku's static. Waits for the ball to get for him. But Welbeck is intelligent enough that once the ball leaves, if somebody puts in a cross into the box, If he sees that the defender is ahead of him will most likely stop the ball from getting to him, he adjusts his position to get the ball. You hardly ever see that from strikers like Lukaku, but Welbeck, an intelligent player, a good signing, honestly, in my opinion. And and I think for me, Blue Coat, they're building on the good stuff they've done. So far, this transfer window, we're not done. The fact that we'll be missing out on John Stones means that we're probably going to sign one more defender. And I'm happy. So Inter Milan are closing in on John Stones' deal to join as a free agent, as revealed today by Fabrizio Romano. So it's happening. We're taking this experience thing to a different level. We say the extreme of both ends. When we sign young players, we go to the extreme, but now it doesn't look like we're taking it to extreme because John Stones is going to Inter Milan. At least that's what I sense from Bobby and Jay's last comments on that. According to Vince here, but these guys aren't going to play a lot. It is just to set the right standards in the squad, which is how I see it too. And Yakon says to go from Xhaka to Henderson, something the Chelsea hierarchy would greatly entertain since its regression. At some point, I'm going to read, I'm going to pre-read some of your comments before I read it to the listeners because it can be depressing, really. Baba says, I knew this was going to happen. I'm happy. The manager wants him. I want him. Who am I to blow against the wind? If it backfires on him, he got the names he wants. Natalie says, I am doing well. And how are you? Okay, saying hello to my boss right there. So Kukurea thanks Chelsea Football Club. It's a video. I want the transcript. Really, I don't want to play this now. But I'm just going to play it. I don't think we'll get into trouble. It's from Kukurea. I don't know if all of you will hear it because I'm not sharing. I'm not sharing the audio from that browser. But maybe if you get a chance, you should go watch it. But playing a lot of videos, from training videos to matches, he served us well, committed. At some point he was on the, and correct me if I'm wrong, with that at the time with an obligation for a permanent purchase. But I'm not sure who it was that said, no, we're not doing this. And look what we were able to achieve with him as our left back. Excellent player, not the most technically gifted, but he's an excellent defender. And as I've always told people at the time, I had someone curse me out for saying I'd take him over Benchil anytime, any day. Why? Because he has that knack. Maybe that our ability to find passing lanes where you don't know one exists. He's not the best of dribblers, but he has that erratic but effective way of applying himself on the pitch that he's able to actually unsettle some of the best players in world football. And he served us well. Even when a lot of Chelsea fans when supporting him, he stayed calm, still and until a lot of people realize what a player he was. And I am happy that he got to play for us. Anybody else? Dante, your opinion? Kukurea thanks Chelsea finally. I looked for the transcript of his of that video of his. Couldn't see it. Would have loved to read it word for word. But good luck to him, really. You could argue he's one of the main reasons why we're seeing the positive changes we're seeing with regards to our recruitment right now. But Dante, your thoughts. Kukurea, anything you have to say about him?
Yeah, I think he, like you said, he served us very well. They had a bit of a rough start. No one liked him. Everyone wanted him out. I remember the Chelsea fans all wanted him out. And Pochettino, our ex, did not play him. We had a left back there all along, and he never played him. So, and then with 10 games to go in this, or 6 games, nearly 10 games. Thiago Silva kind of took over a bit because Pochettino was already gone, pretty much out, and yeah, we started playing in that left back position, inverting, and ever since then, well, he became. Let's just say he's become probably the best, arguably the best left back in the world. To be honest, top two, top three, 100%. So yeah, look, he developed very well. It was a great talent. He did very well for us. It's a shame it's not a bit longer. I would have loved him to stay much longer, but he's got a few, circumstances in his life with his kids, etc., that they really want to go back home, back in Spain because of his kids and stuff. So look, he served us very well. I always look positive towards him. He's a professional as well. Yeah, every team hates him, but he's one of those guys. When he plays for your team, you love him, but every other team, you hate him because he's that type of character. Once he crosses onto the pitch, crosses that line, he becomes, doesn't matter who you are, he becomes
He pockets your best player.
he pockets. You saw that again in the World Cup. I
Mhm.
mean, again, for me, he outdone, the Portuguese left back, the so-called best left back in the world at the moment. He outdone him again, and I think he proved it again that he's probably the best in the world. Especially in that final. So yeah, to me, yeah, it's a shame he's left, but do can't have anything bad to say about him because he's been a professional, like I said, helped us win as well, and gave every time he stepped on the pitch, gave it all. So yeah, good luck to him. Hopefully, he has a good career at Real Madrid.
Good luck to him. I will miss him, but you remember we had that conversation. Was that a year ago or so? I was concerned he was going to leave, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
he
of course.
signed a new contract, but not an extension. Just what's it called? A pay rise, which
Hey,
for
right.
me, you could argue the club probably knew at the time there's a chance he leaves, but they just wanted to appreciate him because he was one of our best player. He's been again
He got
in.
rewarded. Simple as that.
Yeah, he
For
got
his
rewarded, and they
exactly.
did that wholeheartedly, knowing fully well that without an extension, that he could actually leave the following season.
Yeah, look, I think the
Yeah,
club definitely looked after him, even on this deal. Now it could have been a lot more money as well. We could have dragged it out, and it could have been.
and not let him leave, right?
Yeah, we could have asked for much more money, but I think there's a very good understanding there at at club level with the directors. He has a lot of respect with everyone, and I think the club really looked after him in this deal. Let him made it easy. Let's put it this way: made it quite easy. They still paid 50 million, but I think if the Chelsea we know, they wouldn't have sold him for that much. They would have, dragged it out and got way more than that. But I think they really respected his, the time he's been there and his situation. Like I said, with his family, etc. I think they just did a quick deal and they let him go pretty easy, in my opinion, because he could have gone for much more money than that, in my opinion. But
And to be clear, just as a lot of people believe is the case, they didn't let him go because of his public comment with regards to how things were going at the club, and I did break that down. And that if I were one of the owners, I'd appreciate him even more. And if I were the manager, after
yeah,
that public comment, if it is possible, I'd make him the captain because with such outspoken person, you'd always know the truth about what's going on.
yeah.
And
Look,
he
captain. I don't
he
know about
spoke.
captain, but
His comments. His comment was strategic, sensible, fast. That's how usually you get people to you could say to change path
yeah,
by mentioning we're doing well. We have a lot of talented players. He appreciated. He showed them, I appreciate what you're doing so far, and then transitioned into, but we could actually become even better if we sign more experienced players. And he did mention those of us that are still here didn't
yeah, yeah.
even phrase it in a manner that suggests he wanted to leave. He just feels like we can do better if we sign more experienced players, and I'm quite sure the club listened. But a lot of people thought, yeah, he's definitely gone because of that. No,
No,
he's
no, not that.
going because, yeah, he really does want to leave, did want to leave, and the club, you could say, looked after him too. They didn't fight it, they didn't drag it.
No, they didn't.
But
But
that's my
yeah,
opinion.
I think he knew that change is coming he knew the change is coming this season. He knew. Let's not forget he did that contract. Enzo Reese. who else was the other one? They did the Caseta. They knew that this change is coming. So he knew this change is coming, that we're going to change, players and stuff and assign more experience. It was that time he knew. But unfortunately, look, Real Madrid comes in. Even though he's said in previous interviews that he'll never play for Real Madrid because, he's where he's from, etc. But look, he's gone there. So when Real Madrid comes in, you go there, and they gave him a long, long deal, so he couldn't turn that down. How many years they gave him? I think till he's 34, he's there. So
At some point, I thought he was going to stay.
I think he was going to stay, but Madrid.
He was. You could say at some point he was 50-50.
I think he was going to stay all along till Madrid came in, and he had a pathway out back to his city, back to Spain. Sorry, where his extended family is, and like I said, with his kid, it's a big factor. You've seen in an interview, it's a big factor, his kids, and especially because he's got an autistic child as well. It's a very big factor for him going back with his wife to go back there as well. So, that's why I think the club really looked after him. And Chelsea's done this with some players already, that they've kind of looked after them and let it go a little bit early, and they've, looked after them. One thing, Blueco will do, they will reward you and they will look after you if you serve the club well, and they will respect it. So, look, nothing but love for him, and hopefully,
I love him. I love him. Even that, still say this. I already said it before, even before. Hato is more technically gifted, but cannot measure him defense in terms of defensive. Let me just simplify that. But that's, by the way, let's see what else we have here. Bobby, do you like Michael Jackson? He's a good singer. What the heck is this? All right. Thank you, Cucurella. Indeed, he was a great servant for us. Some people would not have been able to survive, you could say, the barrage of hatred, I must say. And you could say some not so good comments from the fans directed at him at the time, but yet he did well. Even that period when people were actually having a go at him, he wasn't as bad as you could say, as they were making it to be at the time. It's just that it's that toxic culture of us always having one player or two to be picking on. But Jay, let's hear you.
Cucurella, right?
Yeah, Cucurella, yes.
Good luck to him at Real Madrid, and congratulations for that move. He had quite an interesting career at Chelsea. I think he had one great season, the first season under Maresca. That is where he reached, the absolute heights of top left backs in the world, and definitely top 3, top 5 in Europe. Other than that, I think all the rest of his seasons were a struggle. And with Pochettino, I think in the last maybe 6-7 games where he tried that inverted thing with him, that is where we actually saw the improvement in Cucurella. Other than that, he was a struggle when he came to Chelsea, and obviously the last season was overall a struggle for the team, and it was not good for him also. So one good season, but in that one good season under Maresca, he was one of the best players, and one important factor why we went on to win those 2 trophies, especially the Club World Cup. So, and a great character as well. We have listened to players in the squad how much of a vocal and interesting and funny character Cucurella is. So that is something that they are going to miss. Hard to replace such a character. But I wish him all the best. I don't agree with the part where you said that the club would have liked it when he's spoken. I think no organization or the members of those organizations
No,
enjoy it
I
when
don't
the
say they would
employee
have liked
speaks
it. I'm
out.
saying if I were one of the owners, that's how I operate. Maybe they don't, but in my opinion, I say chances are he's one of the main reasons why we're seeing the changes we're seeing right now.
Absolutely. I think
Yeah.
Enzo and Cucurella's comments were absolutely the reason, one of the major reasons why that we are seeing a change.
I
But
refuse to give Enzo any credit. If anything, he was pole dancing and talking for Madrid.
I mean, I still think that both the comments by them were not appreciated by the club. As I mentioned, that no organization or the members would enjoy that the employee is speaking out in the public, about the deficiencies and the improvement that needs to be done. It can be done in a in a private way as well. That is what I think would have been the thought of the club members. But whether good or bad, that definitely inflicted a major part in what we are seeing right now, the change that we are seeing right now. So big up to him. I don't think but I do agree with you that he was not, he did not leave the club because of those comments, or the club did not let him go because of that. I think it was mutually decided earlier on when the deal happened, where there was no improvement in the length of the contract, but just some wage improvement.
Pay rise, yeah.
Yeah, paid rise. So overall, I think he had a decent career at Chelsea. Especially he will be remembered for that one season in Maresca for sure. And I don't think that Chelsea fans would remember him in any hateful way. I think they will wish him the best as well. And he went to Spain, not to any direct rival as well. So that is something that I appreciate him a lot. So good luck to him. That's all I'll say.
In all honesty, it just seems as a pattern that if you're not English and if you're competing with any English player, a popular English player, you are usually you'd have some section of the fan base just having a go at you for no justifiable reason, honestly. Because I could be wrong, but I'll give you two examples. Him, Ben Chilwell. Then who else? What's the other one again? Listen to how I get it.
Gallagher.
Even though who?
Gallagher.
Gallagher, Enzo Fernandez. Trevoh Chalobah is not necessarily, because he's probably most, you could say, arguably better than, definitely in my opinion, better of late, better than those people compared to him at the time. So usually you'd have some section of the fan base that irrespective of how well you do, that never commend you, they never say you're doing well just because probably you're up against an English player. At this point, there's no scientific backing to that theory of mine, but it's something I suspect may well be the case, really, honestly.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the general idea. Maybe there is some cases, but in Cucurella's case, I would defend the fan base. I think they have loved him in that one season under Maresca where he was performing really well. Other than that, I think he had struggled badly for Chelsea. He had that high profile price for him as well, where we got him from Brighton, defeating Manchester City, I remember. But he was really struggling, and that is why obviously when a player is going to struggle that much for throughout the season, then the fans are obviously not going to enjoy him. And I think that is where I defend the fans. I think the criticism was direct result of his performance on the pitch, and when he was really good under Maresca in that season where we won the Club World Cup, I think he was one of the most loved players by the fans, and the fans were actually
definitely
hyping
driven
him.
by his performance. But before
Yeah.
but go ahead, I'll let you drop, bro.
Yeah, so it was down to his performance on the pitch, the fans' criticism, especially the Chelsea fans. That I can assure you. I do not think it was anything related to nationality or the English bias. I think it was down to their
I
performances
mean,
on the pitch.
definitely a subconscious thing. Not you could say, but I don't know. It's a theory, and as I've said, there's no scientific justification to that. It is what I suspect is the case. It's just a theory that I cannot defend right now. It's a suspicion. But go ahead, what you were saying.
But in Cucurella's case, practically he was criticized the most when he was not good on the pitch, and he was appreciated by the fans when he was doing really good on the pitch. So we cannot apply this theory to at least Cucurella.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Bobby. Anything you want to say about Cucurella? He thanked the club, and I just couldn't find the transcript of the video, so I can read it word for word, and I don't want to go through the process of trying to just get one by myself. But what do you have to say about him? For me, good luck to him. He served us well. Did not complain. Led by example, really. When you talk about a player leading by example, he's a prime example, in my opinion. But let's hear you.
I don't know why all the civil indignation is always thrown upon the lap of the fans. I think this thank you has been ill timed. It's okay, he was at the World Cup, but his publicists or his publicity team should have done this earlier. Cucurella, yes, he has been a good servant for Chelsea Football Club, but the way he left was classless. And all this idea of going on Instagram telling Enzo Fernandez to join him at Real Madrid is just classless.
I
You
didn't like
left,
that.
you
I
went
have to
to
be
Real
honest. Yeah.
Madrid. Keep your mouth shut. You don't need to overdo it. And he overdid it. And I think it tarnished him quite a bit. So now turning round how many weeks afterwards to start saying thank you to the fans and all that. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Bye. I don't appreciate that at all. I don't appreciate it. I just think it was unnecessary. It made him look in a weird way. It really did. And all this time I've been looking around social media, seeing what other content creators and platforms are saying. They're saying exactly the same thing as I am. There are two things that's quite topical at the moment. Jordan Henderson, which I told you, is making people feel some type of way, and Cucurella now. We don't. Nobody hates him. Nobody is unappreciative of what he's done. But the way he left and all that carry on with Enzo Fernandez, it's nobody appreciates that at all. That's just no class whatsoever.
Here's the thing. I understand. I didn't like how when he that interview. I think I can't quite remember what he said exactly, but he did say something to the effect of Enzo Fernandez. He'd be happy to have him join him at to see him join Real Madrid, so that they play together at Chelsea. Blah blah blah, and then ended with pay attention to the news or something to that effect. I think I didn't
You don't
like
need to
that.
say that.
Yeah, he didn't need to say that. He could have just said he's a Chelsea player. I'm here now. It's up to him to decide where he wants to go. Simple.
You see,
But
Chelsea,
he,
Chelsea
yeah.
went
I think it
through
was more
a
in a
bad
humor way,
patch
and
at
he
the end
he
of
said
last
that.
season. It's
Mhm.
undoubted. There's no doubt about it. But you don't have to. You were part of that. You were a fundamental part of that. And because now you've run away to go back home and you've joined Real Madrid, you need to show us some respect. Chelsea gave you a platform that has helped you even now. And I just think that was a poor taste. And that has tarnished his departure. Because if he hadn't gone and said foolishness like that, fans will just wave him goodbye. And then one or two will join you with the good luck message. But that is just leaves me saying, okay, fine, bye.
Looking a bit too deep into it.
It's
I
deep.
mean, he created the path to that to that
Yeah,
depth
but
that we're looking
it,
into
it
by
was done in a
speaking the way
joking
he
way.
did.
This
Sorry, go
is
ahead.
It was done in a humorous way, in a joking, humorous way, which he's a bit of a character.
But he should
So
know better, Dante. I
I know,
get
but
it. Here's the thing, Dante.
that's why he's still
Here's the thing.
immature.
That's why he's a professional, and that's why, again, you could argue to some extent on his path, lack of maturity. I wouldn't
Exactly.
speak like that.
But that's all it is, though.
But yeah,
He's not a
even
very
at
mature
that,
guy off the
it's
field.
still listen. I appreciate how much I love Cucurella. I was one of his biggest defenders. But what I'm trying to say, if I were him on that particular occasion, I wouldn't have
You
said
don't need
I
to
would
say
like him
that.
to join me at Real Madrid. I would have just said, look, he's a Chelsea player, and I'm a Real Madrid player. It's up to him to decide what he wants to do with his future.
Simple. Simple.
Yeah,
I'm just saying we're having a
Football's
conversation here now. He's
I
you
agree.
was yeah. You get the point, Dante. I
I
would not have
agree.
spoken that way.
I definitely agree, but the translation is a little bit different, and the context behind how he was joking about it is a little bit different as well. So uh,
I
that
know
was
you.
taken
I know
out.
you were aware of something called expensive joke.
especially with a club that's hurting.
Yeah.
Football is very
I,
tribal,
mhm.
and these things matter to football fans. You don't do that. You just say, "Hey, look, Enzo. I don't know what he wants to do. It's up to him. But I'm happy to be home. I'm happy to be at Real Madrid." Fans will accept that. But to dig at the club that did that, actually, yes, the club did do a lot for you, and you were a part of that very, very, very bad ending to the season.
Sorry, got
Shut your
distracted.
mouth. It's not complicated.
Dante, Bobby, are you telling Dante to shut his mouth?
No, no, of course not. I wouldn't say that. I'm just
The-
talking about Cucurella.
I told you,
I
you know,
would
I
never
know
say
what
that.
I did there, but
I
Dante
know
understand.
you just want to
He's
stir
just
stuff
trying to
up.
cause trouble.
Yeah.
Um, Listen, we know how he is off the field. The player he is on the field, he becomes nasty, and once you cross that line, it's war. But off the field, he's very much a joker, and he's very much a humorous guy and very immature. That's why he's not a captain type material, etc. He was never one of the vice captains or anything. He's one of those humor guy, a bit of a clown in the dressing room, a lot of fun. So that interview was in the way he responded to that was in a more of a humorous way, and that's again got taken a bit out of context, in my personal opinion. If you know how he is and how he talks and what he does, well, that was a good example of it there, showing his immaturity, like you said. And I agree, he shouldn't have said it, but it's a bit different if you know the player and you know why he's saying it and how he's saying it, for what reason he's saying it. It wasn't anything, serious or that deep, in my opinion. It was more on a light-hearted, jokingly way. But that's why he is that character. That's just who he is, and people should
Listen, we
know
all
that.
agree he shouldn't have
Yeah,
said it.
Well, he's a double World Cup winner now. He's got his move. He's with
Is it two for him? No, I think one for him.
two. He
one
was there.
euro,
Oh, was
euro,
it one? Yeah, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
the
one.
first one he wasn't there.
One, then
I was
Euro,
thinking
then
of the
Club,
Euros.
then Club World
Yeah,
Cup. Wow,
the
Chelsea
Euros.
brought him a lot of good luck.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all good. He's gone. He will be missed. That there's a vacuum that definitely needs to be filled. But when you leave a club like Chelsea, leave with good feeling. It's you don't have to create an enmity where it doesn't exist. Yeah, he's a funny guy. Yeah, he says funny things, but you've got to show some intelligence. That's just all I have to say about it.
Don't set fire on the bridge on your way out.
Exactly. There was no need. There
he's a
was
very
no
simple guy,
need.
Bobby. He doesn't think that way. That's the problem, and that's why he's always
Okay.
had. That's why he is not a leader, even though he was one of our most mature guys, etc. Never in the leadership teams under any coach. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's just his character. He's a bit of a joker, and that's comes across. Yeah, in
Mourinho
my
will
opinion,
enjoy him. He's
yeah.
on the pitch. His on the pitch displays his
There's no joking
a
on the pitch.
perfect Mourinho
That's for
type of
sure.
player. Yep, on the
Yeah, I mean,
pitch.
I can understand Garnacho and the digs he's giving at the club. That's fine. The fans will take that from him because the disrespect is mutual. But Cucurella was, yeah, he had his rough times and that, but throughout it all, I would say the majority of the fan base was with him and embraced him. So even though he left, he went home, he wasn't too happy how the season ended. If I was advising him, I'll just say, okay, just thank the club, thank the fans, be positive about the club. Don't come and start leaving people thinking you're just a bit of an a-hole.
All right.
Yeah, I don't think no one wrote
My
that for him. I
boss,
think
always
he
nice to see
did
you. I
that.
hope you're doing well. Jay calls you Latilia. I know. Jay calls me, you know, whatever he wants. But it's okay. I'll get back at him. And let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes in the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. Let's see. He was in Spain and Real didn't see him. Yeah, but yeah, he's mature now. The world sees him. Enzo Maresca out for pole dancing and twerking naked for Manchester City. All right, I get it. This here says I don't want Henderson. He's just
Honestly,
another Jorginho, but worse. Wow,
yeah.
that's some comparison there.
Yeah,
Yeah, buddy.
Henderson is causing a lot of controversy out there. If you search, you'll see. Look, if it happens, it happens. But as I said, it's a hard sell. And he has to. I really don't know what he's going to do at his age to win over the fans. At least people like Giroud, Mark Hughes, they all had the opportunity to play on the pitch and win big things for the club. I don't know how being a kind of backroom player. I mean, even Welbeck, I can see Welbeck. He's the kind of player that will come onto the pitch in a final or something and win it for you. Henderson, I'm not saying it won't work for him. Who knows the future? I'm just saying that there's a bad taste in the mouth of the fans, which may transmit to the players for him. And I'm not sure about that one. I'm really not sure about it.
I totally understand. So, anybody on the panel, anything else you guys want us to talk about? We've been streaming for 2 hours and 36 minutes. It doesn't look like there's much out there to talk about. We've covered
Yeah,
pretty much everything.
Coach, we should talk about Henderson for another hour, I think.
That was quite a
No,
fight.
it's a big topic. You know,
It
that's
was.
what
It
we're here
was.
for.
Yeah.
It's, you know,
It
if it
was. Yeah.
happens, it happens. It's good to air it out. There are lots of other platforms talking about him because of how he's hurt us. You know, he's been quite instrumental to those Liverpool teams that hurt us, and it's there. It's a reality
We've
in the
had plenty of
fan
players that
base.
hurt us, Bobby, that, have come across and done plenty. It's
Yeah,
not just
but
him.
he wore the red shirt and the armband of Liverpool. I think you've got to just appreciate how the Chelsea fans feel about that. They don't like it. Now, does it mean they won't ever accept him? I think a lot depends on what he achieves at Chelsea. But if he comes to Chelsea and achieves nothing, ooh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to go down
Well,
at
he's not
all.
coming for no reason. I can guarantee you that. If he does come, he's not coming for no reason.
Okay.
Definitely for a reason. Whether it ends up being a good reason when we find out why, we can't tell for now. So I don't know. Anybody else on the panel with anything else they want us to talk about? I think that was an excellent debate, in my opinion. I loved it. I'm just happy that we have such a good chemistry that none of us takes anything for granted.
It was good. It's good to talk
Yeah, it
about
was good.
these things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Jay, anything else?
No, I'm good. Count me out of this Henderson debate.
Leave me alone, Jay. Nothing else. I'm guessing. Okay. If any if
Enzo Fernandez
things,
replacement.
yeah, Enzo Fernandez replacement. He has no replacement. We signed another player, and the dynamics of the team would change definitely. But with that, we've come to the natural end of this particular edition. It was supposed to be the Blue Morning Show, but we didn't start until it was 12. So I want to say thank you to Mabast, aka MBO5, for being here. John, thank you for joining. Vic was also here, and Namara Fowale also here with multiple names. Yakon, thank you for joining the conversation. I don't know why you're becoming too nice. I prefer you being as harsh as you've been to me. Sean Abiona, thank you for joining. And this is from Natalie. Natalie, thank you for joining. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers, guys.
From the bridge to the the stand. I carry that crest in my hand, rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Let the whole ground shake, let the whole world know. We don't chase a moment, we are the home. Hands up high, voice up loud. Same old pride, same crowd. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. Yeah. Ooh. Blue till the end, blue till the end. Loyalty stays even through the storm. From the bridge to the stand, I carry that crest in my hand. Rain on my shoulders, still I stand. Tell me who wears it like we can. Mud on the boots, heart of gold. Those stories living in the cold. Every name that the walls still hold. I was born for this, I was told. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold. Blue till the end, blue till the end. We rise again, we rise again. Blue till the end, blue till the end. This is our name, this is our skin. When the pressure comes down hard, we don't flinch, we play our part. Every scar on the badge says more than 1,000 songs before. From the first whistle to the last, we remember where we came from fast. No throne, no crown, no borrowed fame, just a city calling out that name. Hear that roll in the air, feel that fire everywhere. We don't bend, we don't fold. We were cut from that blue gold.